Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Good to see all of you. Trust you're all having a good day today, or as good as it can be, or nighttime in this case. Still, good to see everybody. Salt, oh, good fighting game, Salt. Hell yeah. What is up, Brocerus and Vanguard? Good to see both of you today. You know how it is, what we're going to do. We're going to have the good old tunes playing, my favorite, personal favorite of mine, while going over the pre-stream failcast. Why? Because I didn't watch it today. Unlike Phil, I was hanging out with friends and enjoying myself. But I am curious to hear what he has to say. Don't really care about the gameplay because the gameplay is the gameplay. Boring as usual, shitty as usual. You know, we all know what it's like. But bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Yes, the positivity is always in check. You know, always have that positive vibe. But we're going to have to say farewell to the bouncy bouncy for now. And just get into it. Just get into it. I was above DSP and Scott. Or should I say wasted Cheetos? I know. Wasted is an understatement, man. Like, oh my gosh. The crash outs have just been surreal. Like, dude needs to get off the internet, honestly. But here we go. The daily life of DSP and his complaining and crying about the internet and those on the internet. Let's see what our dear boy has to say today.
Welcome to the show. On today's episode of the Level 1 podcast, it's
when
very
you
chill.
move, I move.
We'll be talking a little bit more.
You know what? She's not here tonight, but you know what? I got you. I got you.
I tested for an entire day yesterday.
There you go,
it's a very
Brocerus.
interesting
Some more
results
bouncy
that I'd like
for
to
you,
share
man.
with all
More
of you because
bouncy.
I felt like, in some ways, this controller was absolutely exceptional, but at the same time, we had a weird thing going on in a particular game. So maybe if we talk about it, we can try to figure out what the heck is happening. In addition, we're going to talk a little bit about the schedule this week because I've decided 2 days this week to not do a podcast to have extended gameplay similar to what we did
Yeah, he needs to take care of that right
with
away.
Doom: The Dark Ages. So we'll have that plus some interaction and good times, all this and more on today's epic episode of the Level 1
What's
podcast.
up, Diablo? How you doing? Sick with the flu. Damn, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better.
The show. I'm DSP. I hope that you're all doing well. Today is Monday, the 26th of May, 2025.
Eat soup and take
We
Theraflu
are
if you have it.
very close to the launch of the Switch 2 and to the month of June.
Yes, the Switch 2 is in 9 days. So this tells me Phil already has one.
And if you're not aware, the month of June is going to be absolutely insane for gaming. We've got not only the Switch 2 launch with Mario Kart World, we've also got a huge update for Street Fighter 6 featuring a new character, Elena, and a huge rebalancing. We've got Summer Game Fest, which always has tons of information about new games coming out, including tons of new release dates. We've got the Xbox Showcase that's going to feature a big expose on Outer Worlds 2, but many other games as well. And the rumor has it, we're probably going to have information from Sony and Nintendo over the course of the month.
You know these things for gaming doesn't automatically equate that, hey, here's a big info dump and we're going to tell you the dates of every game. This happens every year and they showcase new games. We don't get a date on said games, and some of them we do. It's either, yes, I want to purchase said game, or it's a wait or a no. That's it.
And June is a game-heavy month. So for those of you who are big fans of gaming like me, and we're waiting, we're like, when is the big excitement?
You're not a fan of gaming, though, Phil. If you were a fan of gaming, you would be talking about games. You would be excited about games, and we'd be able to hear it in your voice and your movements and your gestures. But every time you play a game, all we really hear is you bitching about it. I mean, you're not a fan of gaming. You're just a fan of the money that it can possibly bring you. I mean, you're really at a point in time where games, you're not even paying for them now. Like, your audience is either paying for them or you have the Xbox Game Pass. So this is all the majority a net positive for you. What's up, Alfred Ponte? How you doing, man? Big ups. Scott drink, and Scott fucked up drinking like that, and then I heard Vanguard. What is a heavy one? There's no such thing. Like, games come out all the time. Like, there's always games coming out. Like, every month there's a game coming out, whether it's a AAA title or an indie title or a retro title or an emulated title. There's always a game being released. It's just, do people know about it or do they not? That's pretty much it.
Exciting stuff happening. When is it coming? It's right around the bend. Give it like a week and a half, and we're going to be inundated and just...
Oh, I know. I was watching Dwight Race's Crash Out last night.
Not there yet. The good news is
and
we're in the midst of so much great stuff
coming out for Switch 2. I hope for a Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. Now,
right? We're gonna
that might convince me to buy a Switch 2. I won't lie.
Gameplay, chill vibes, and good times here on DSP Gaming.
What's up, Seemingly Odd?
That we got to wait like 2 weeks for all
How
the
you
good
doing,
stuff,
man?
right?
Big ups. Big ups to everybody in here.
I hope that you guys are excited. I am. All right? Today is going to be a fun day. A good variety of stuff on my streams today, starting off with more blueprints, which actually has picked up a lot and had tons of advancement since I brought it back to being a daytime stream, and now having all these puzzles and things being unraveled that we've had for like 20 hours and scratching our head wondering what they meant. We're getting all of our answers all of a sudden. And tonight, more awesome retro fighting game fun with Capcom versus...
Stop saying fun, Phil, because you're not having fun. And when all you're doing is bitching, that's not fun. What's up, Stillrun? How you doing, man? Big ups.
This is SNK2 in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Can't wait for that. It's been so much fun to try new characters, new grooves. I'm actually being told that P groove is ridiculously good in this version of CVS 2. That they added super canceling. If you don't know what that means, in Street Fighter 3, it added in this ability that if you hit someone with a normal move, you could cancel it in a 2-in-1 combo into a special move. Now, that's nothing new. But also in Street Fighter 3,
same
after
here,
that
Diablo.
special move, you can
Scott got to do something on that Vanguard. Like, he's got to do something
basically, it's kind of a
quick.
hit confirm, making sure that the super's going to
we're going to get streams of him crashing out even
big
harder.
Damage. Like, some of the bread and butter combos of Street Fighter 3, with certain characters are these super cancel moves. And this was not present in the P groove or parry groove of Capcom vs. SNK 2 in its initial form. For whatever reason, it was an inferior version of P groove and parrying. They didn't have super cancels. They added it to this, and now apparently it's much better.
Yes, Phil, because guess what? Consoles weren't connected to the internet, so they couldn't constantly update them if things were found or broken. In the land of the 360 PS3 era, and I want to say the Wii, but don't hold me to it, that's when that became a thing, Phil. That's when, something is broken, let us fix it. Something else is broken, let's do an emergency fix. We fucked up something after the fix, let us fix it with another update. You couldn't get that in the older games. If something was busted, it was just busted. I mean, like, things were fixed in Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid 2 when they released the subsistence versions of those games. But you had to rebuy the entire game again. So you had to spend another $50 on top of the $50 you spent for the first released version of the game. That's how they fixed it. And imagine if they were doing that for every single game, Phil. One copy of Street Fighter Alpha 3, you'd end up paying like almost $200 for all the updates that would keep coming out for the game. Back looks like he had enough. I know.
So people are saying that this is like really good, and I might try it out tonight. I'm debating like what characters in the game could really benefit.
Bite him, Jasper. Bite him. Bite him.
From like a super cancel. So I'm trying to think about that. And also Jasper Kitty is very eager today to be a part of the festivities. He's missed all of you. He hasn't been in here since last week. How you doing, Jasper? Jasper boy, what's going on? What's on?
Yeah, they were busted. You were just screwed. Exactly. Like there was really nothing else you could do. You just dealt with it.
The last time he jump scared us, I was playing Ultra Street Fighter 2 on freaking Switch. You know, what was that? Like 6 years ago? Something like that, 7 years ago. He's a good kitty. Anyway, good to see you here, buddy. So I hope that you're all in good spirits and doing well. I am. All right, yesterday was a great streaming day. We started off yesterday with a fun stream of Clear Obscure Expedition 33, where we finished up the optional Ice and Fire dungeon. I have a piece of cat hair in my mouth now. And it was very challenging, let me tell you. The only way to survive this dungeon was by essentially parrying everything, but his hair won't get off my tongue. Did I get it that time? I think I got it that time.
Well, I mean, they're optional dungeons, and like I had a conversation with some buddies today at a party I went to, or get together, and we were talking about Expedition 33, and the game's mechanic is for you to block and parry and jump over the attacks. The game is not meant for you to just take the hit. So if you get good at the game's mechanics, the game kind of becomes a breeze, but that's fine. The mechanics are what's allowing you to do that. It was a great day. You gave me money. Exactly. You gave me money and told me how to do everything.
We got it done. We did. We actually beat the whole dungeon, including the final boss, which was very difficult. And now we're back to the main game, which is what we,
can't find new glitches. Yeah, and they're still finding glitches in it. I've been watching the Mario speedruns. Like, they're insane.
Okay. Last night was Minecraft in a very chill stream, and it was great because we actually made significant progress. We returned to the caves, and in the caves, we were able to get a ton of resources, including iron, diamond, and more. And now we're going to use that to make a whole bunch of equipment. Careful, buddy. Don't slip. Don't slip. He was slipping. And that's going to allow us to now head out and explore the world. The problem was we couldn't head out until we had sufficient.
Isn't the point of Minecraft, now, I could be wrong here, but isn't the point of Minecraft to get diamond armor, start building I think another portal, and then being able to get to the Ender Dragon to beat the game? Like, isn't that the point of Minecraft? Not just dicking around with mundane things for as long as humanly possible. I might be incorrect. And I'm saying this from the point of making content on Minecraft. I don't do Minecraft like that, so I don't know. I'm just assuming from Phil's standpoint and how fast he wants to beat these games, or slow, that's the ending of Minecraft.
Equipment, and now we're going to have it. So the next few Minecraft streams might actually be pretty exciting because we're going to be exploring rather than just staying around.
Oh, that's insane, Diablo.
So that was
blindfolded now, Mario 64 speedrun. Oh shit!
Yesterday, first stream, we raised over $100, but didn't hit the support goal for Claire Obscure. Now listen, I'm not going to get super upset or anything at all. Why? First of all, we've been playing Clear Obscure for over a month, and every time
why bring it up?
Hit the support goal except yesterday.
So why bring it up?
The fact that it slowed down after a month is not shocking. But at the same time, it does suck that it's something that we were doing all the time consistently, and it seems to have run out. I am hoping that when we play it again later this week, because I'll be doing the main story stuff again, we will get back on track and hit a goal. Last night, for mine...
We hit a goal. Okay, Phil, and I'll continue to ask this. What does the audience get out of hitting this goal? Is there something new to the content that is brought forth? Like, hey guys, we hit a goal... It's bringing a new piece of equipment to the stream or something along those lines, because hitting these goals so far, there's nothing coming to the streams, Phil. Like, nothing at all. I would understand if there is something being brought forth. Hey guys, we reached the goal of 150. Don't worry about tips for the rest of the day or tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Or if we hit these 10 goals, I'm going to bring this change. Or, hey, we're going to have a new screen. Or, I'm going to have a new screen for the stream. Or we're going to have a giveaway for the stream. We're going to give out some Steam codes or whatever. We're going to get these games. We're going to get some codes. And we're going to give out the codes to the audience as a thank you to you guys for helping me at these 10 goals. Give out, say, 3 copies of X game, or 4 copies, or 5 copies, or whatever. Like that's how you do a thank you to your audience for hitting goals.
Minecraft was the opposite. We had stream last week not hit a support goal. In fact, it was a very undersupported
the cowboy
stream.
hat
Last night we hit
running old game.
Exceeded the goal.
Hardly says a word.
So
he's 10 times more entertaining than Phil.
Because people are saying stuff like, Phil, well, when you play Blueprints, attendance is very low, and Clear Obscure's videos aren't getting any views. It's like, you gotta understand something. It's not about the views. It hasn't been about views in a long-ass time, okay? Video views on YouTube are pretty much just nothing. Doesn't matter. You understand?
Well, says who? Because there are plenty of people on YouTube that still make videos and make great viewership on them, and they make a decent living off of just the viewership of their videos. I mean, I'm gonna use them as an example. Duty Streams, for one, made, I don't know about now. It could be more, could be the same, could be higher, could be a little lower. I don't know. I'm going to assume higher. But Duty Streams makes $5,000 a month just off of videos. That's not his live streams, Phil. That's just his videos. And if he's making $5,000 a month off of that, imagine what YouTubers that have nothing to do with the Snortex or anything are making on their YouTube videos. So yes, views are still a big part of viewership, of the video viewership. You're not making the viewers, or the views, excuse me. You're not making the views because it's not, for one, it's not entertaining. 2, you're being overshadowed by your peers. 3, you're being overshadowed by detractors. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And 4, you're putting the same content on the same platform. Like, it would be different if you did a video playing Once Human, since I stream that a lot. I'll just go with that game. It'd be different if you were making videos of Once Human. You don't stream it, but you play it. You do some edited content on Once Human, and you put it out. That would be different, because now this is something that the audience can consume that's not part of the streams. There's some people that have videos that they stream only on Twitch and then do edited content on YouTube. Or they stream on both, but then there's certain content they only do on YouTube. Videos are still a very big thing on YouTube. Views are still a big thing on YouTube. Duty gets over 1 million views a month, while Phil isn't even getting close to that. That is true still, Ren. His last Expedition 33 video has 240 views. Oof. What's up, Lunar Guardian? Big ups. So this is the clip of Scott saying he wants Oh, God.
I don't get paid a lot of money for ad revenue on YouTube. I never did since like 2017.
Yes. Again, because you're putting out the same content on the channel. Phil, when you do Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and then you split the part, and then you upload the video to the channel you just streamed it on, there's no point in people watching it. They already watched it, Phil. Like, that's the thing you don't get. You're putting up the same piece of content that was already watched when it was live. So when you sit there and say you get 5,000 plus views when you're live streaming, but then you private that video, you have killed all engagement. They can't comment, they can only thumb up or thumb down, they can't do anything to that content. It's dead in the water. Even if that content got 3,000 likes, it's still dead in the water, and you're killing yourself in the algorithm.
It's been like 8 years since ad revenue mattered. You know what I mean? Not to say that it doesn't exist. All I care about is that we have a good time together on streams. People enjoy the content, engage with the content, and then we'll support the content. Now,
see, this is where you're incorrect, Phil. The only thing that should be is, hey, I hope you guys enjoy the content I put out. You know, I mean, I'm sorry. Asking people to engage with the content is not a bad thing. You can ask people to engage with the content. Hey guys, leave a like, leave a comment. You know, if you like the video, please leave a comment down below. Maybe tell me things you'd like for me to change up or do better, or something you'd like to see me take away that you feel is hurting the channel. Da 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 da. That's fine. But then when you say support the content, they're supporting it by being there. Like, you shouldn't have to say, hey guys, I hope you support the content. It just comes off scummy. Very scummy. I watched a streamer who played a lot of Zelda Ocarina of Time randomizers. Ooh, I was watching one yesterday. Yeah, a lot of streamers don't ask for money. They just want people to enjoy what they're doing. Like, when I stream, I just want people to hang with me. That's it. And, you know, we sit and talk and banter back and forth and have a fun time. Like, money does not need to be exchanged. This is not a business as Phil claims. Like, if he made a sandwich shop, because that's what he likes, if he made a sandwich shop, then yes, I would understand. You'd be like, yeah, I hope we get some customers today. You know, I hope we get some people ordering some food here. You know, I got all this, you know, bread and meat and produce in the back that I want to use up. Understandable. But this is a stream. When people come to Ice Yamamoto stream, it's not like they can take an item from the stream home with them. Like, this is it right here. Hey, you like the content? Think about giving it a thumbs up. You know, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for being here.
Now, I understand that not every stream can we hit a support goal. And I also understand that certain games are going to have less attendance because, let's be honest, Blueprints is a puzzle game. How many people out there love puzzle games? Well, I do if it's a good, you know, unique one, but not everyone. They're not for everyone. A lot of people just like action, action, action. Same goes for Claire Obscure.
There are streamers that have made a living just off of puzzle games. Just like there's people that have made a living off of jump scares. People have made livings off of retro. You know, the thing you claim you are, the king of retro. There are people that make a living off of the very things you claim. There's not a lot of people for it. That's just not true.
A lot of people like Claire Obscure, but then either are playing it for themselves or they're waiting for the next action game. And by the way, we're going to have action later on this week with Elden Ring Night Rain. Okay? So I don't have to worry too much about that. I'm not concerned with the fact that, some views are down on certain
I can't remember his name. It was
the
just something that popped in my feed.
I do play something that's more interesting. We do get the viewership back.
What game was I watching him play before? I forget. It might
be
be that guy. I just can't remember the name.
Over the course of the show,
because he plays.
It's not a big deal.
He plays Mario Maker, and then he'll turn around and sometimes do a Zelda randomizer.
We'll probably have way more people, and that's okay. You see, it's all good. People like to
Roy Rue's his name. ROYRU.
Freak out about stuff.
Sometimes he does
this for over 15 years.
He does Zelda.
Everything is actually quite good right now,
randomizer,
quite frankly, and I'm enjoying myself, and everything we're doing is working out. So I'm not worried in any way, shape, or form. I'll trust me, I'll let you know if there's a reason to be worrying. And right now there isn't. Right now, we've got so much great stuff going right around the horizon, right? We've got, like I said, next week, we've got Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, if I can get it.
Again, Phil, you don't need to tell the audience that, hey guys, things aren't so good right now financially. That's not your audience's concern, Phil. That's not. Like, people come to a stream to escape the reality that they're in, or hey, this person's playing something I like, or hey, let me hear this guy bullshit me for a little bit, or hey, these people are talking about anime. Let's talk about. I'm gonna join in on the conversation, or at least listen in, or whatever it is they're into, be it, whatever community. Like, that's why there's communities and people are in those communities, Phil.
We've got Street Fighter 6 update. We've got a big Summer Game Fest event that's going to announce a ton of new games and stuff. We're going to have an Xbox showcase. We're going to have new games over the course of June.
Wait, did I go back?
What is it? Mind's Eye? Is Death Stranding 2 in June? There's a ton in June. And I haven't even looked at the release calendar in so long.
There's no need for a release calendar, Phil. Like, there's no need. Like, Phil, we live in a time where all the major releases are always going to be in your face. We live in a time where they're always going to be telling you the games that are going to be released and when they're going to be released. Hell, you have Steam. Steam always has it plastered on the front page of, oh, Death Stranding 2 is going to release at this month, this day, at this time. What's up, Mel? How you doing, man? You watch cooking streams sometimes? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There you go, Mal.
But I know for a fact that there's a bunch of stuff going on in June. Excuse me. Yeah, we got Mind's Eye. I was right. Death Stranding 2. Absolutely. So
fun to watch. You can laugh.
1 to 2
nice.
New games at the beginning of the month.
But a schedule.
One around the middle and one near the end. I mean, it's tons of new games going on. So I'm not concerned. Things are going very well. And I hope that you guys are excited for all the new stuff.
Okay, Phil, but what are you doing to bring in people to the stream? Like, what steps are you taking to bring in new eyes to the content? Like, you're sitting here riding off of the backs of the same 3 to 4 people. What are you doing to bring in more? That, like, as a streamer and as a YouTuber, it's always, what can I do to bring in more people? What can I do to expand my reach? And these are questions I ask myself as well. But Phil doesn't think of that because he's like, oh, well, these same people are always going to be here. They're always going to turn around and give me money. So why do I need to worry?
Also keep in mind that there is the possibility that I could play Onimusha 2 whenever I want. So if we happen to get a lull in the gaming and we're like, oh man, we need something new for the rotation, we could always bring in Onimusha 2. Okay?
Again, Phil, you don't have to play every single game that comes out. You could be like, hey, this game is a skip for now. We'll come back to it later. Like, that's it.
So that's good too. So, thank you all. Let's talk about what I was working on all day
viewers,
yesterday.
day one views
actually,
of AAA games, and then there's always
so you guys know
exactly still red.
Okay, so schedule wise, here's what we're looking at.
I do not care about this at all.
That this doesn't end up being like a 2-stream game, because I am concerned about that. I saw what the game was like during the network test, and quite frankly, it was great. It was fun and everything. But, once you've run through the map a couple of times, once you've seen all the bosses, there were 6 bosses available in the network test plus.
No. There's a lot of bosses. You're only looking at the main bosses, but there are a lot of bosses you can run into, Phil. You need to not just look at the mains. There are other bosses too. Because you still got to collect gear and weapons and spells and so forth and so on.
There were mini bosses, Once you've seen all that, it's like there's nothing else to do. All you can do is replay and try to do a better run and maybe level up your class or try a different class. But I don't know how much fun that's going to be. It's going to turn into that whole kind of Fortnite, Apex Legends style formula where once you drop in and you've seen everything, it's just repetitive. Now, not to say that those games aren't popular. Holy crap, they are. But I think a lot of people are looking at Night Rain thinking, oh, Elden Ring. But the game's not going to play like Elden Ring.
People know that, Phil. They've already done the network test and people have watched people play the network test. They know what the game is about. If they don't, they've been under a rock or they're trying to avoid spoilers, and those people may possibly be disappointed when the game releases. But everyone else knows what they're in for.
It's just not. It'll have the same combat mechanics, but so much else is different with its repetitive nature and grindiness that Elden Ring doesn't really have. So I'm curious how this is going to go. I'm definitely excited to play a lot of it in that first 24 hours. But after those first couple of streams, are people going to want to keep coming by to watch or engage and support with those streams? Also, you got to keep in mind,
again, engage and support those streams. Always comes back to the people giving you money for a game. Can you not just be like, hey guys, I hope you enjoy the game when it comes out. Maybe we can get some teams together, 3 people teams, and we can sit there and just run through it, see how many times we can run through it, try out different classes, different builds, so on and so forth, and have a merry time with the game. That's it, Phil. Because nobody can per se fuck you over in the game. You can't attack each other. So even if a troll got in there, the most they could do is become a mild inconvenience and run off and die.
It's 100% multiplayer. So at all times, I have to be paying attention to Night Rain. I can't be turning and talking with you guys and interacting. I have to be playing Night Rain.
Okay, Phil, then why is it I am able to talk to my chat when I am playing Gundam Battle Operations 2, or I'm playing Wild Assault, games that are shooters, and I'm having to use my mouse and keyboard or my controller? How come I can talk to my audience during this and you can't? Phil, and this is another question I always ask. How come I can do these things that you say that you cannot do? Oh, I can't be talking to you guys. I gotta be focused on the game. But hey, I want you to fucking tip me. I gotta be focused on the game, but I want you to tip me. I can still talk to the chat. And if I die because of it, oh fucking well, I die. It's a video game. There's plenty of times where I'm like, shit, I got hit because I was looking at chat. Oh well, it happens. Because chat comes first, Phil. Chat comes first. And you already look like a fool playing games, so what difference does it make if you look like a slightly more of a fool? It's not hurting anything. It might enhance your content if you actually sit and talk to the chat. Imagine they do From Software crossovers. Oh, that would be tight. That would be fucking tight.
So there won't be
because
a lot of chill
some
interaction
things,
and talking
who are the people?
and fun during those streams. It's going to be basically
exactly
playing the game, much like when I do a fighting game or something like that, right? So I am curious how it's going to go. I'm still getting it, and we're getting it on PC. I'm very excited to see how it runs on my PC. I'll be using
washed up green shirt, man.
This brand new gamepad, which we'll talk about in a moment.
Fresh off the boat.
A good time. I'm skeptical. I feel like a lot of people don't understand what the game is because they didn't get into the network test. But the network test showed...
Phil, people watch people play the network test. People also got into the network test. Like... whatever.
This is not Elden Ring. It's a very different style game. You know what I mean?
Yes, there are going to be people that are going to buy this game despite knowing what it is, and they're still going to be upset. Yes, that's just people in general. You know what? Too bad, so sad. Get a refund, play something else. Done. What's up, Roachbait? How you doing, man? He's talking about Night Rain.
Okay. So, good stuff coming up. All right, now, yesterday was my demo day or test day for my new controller, which was donated by a viewer. It's called the G5 Pro V2 from Mishinike. That's the name of the company, Mishinike, okay? Or is it Mashinike? I think it's with A, Mashinike, right? Yeah, here's the instructions. Mashinike gamepad, see that? So, yeah, G5 Pro V2.
Okay, Phil.
So, this gamepad is pretty neat. First off, yes, it has fancy RGBs, okay? And the RGBs...
Again, most third-party controllers have RGBs, Phil. This is nothing new. God, you're such a fucking mark.
These are customizable. They can either be solid or they can be
for your new 4K TV.
Right,
hell yeah, VLX. That's what's
up.
Wide
variety of colors. However, the RGBs are basically limited to what's in the controller. You cannot program it to do like special stuff. You can't have it sync with an app. Like I was wondering, could it sync with my RGB app on my computer? The answer is no. So you basically got to manually just do a color scheme. And it's only one color at a time. There's not two colors or anything like that. Okay. So
yes, we are, Roachbait. We're supposed to like bow down.
Features, all right.
Supposed to be like, we are not worthy. What's up, Avalanche?
I would say attraction or feature is it is very customizable. You can adjust the
as many of the third-party controllers, Phil, they are very customizable. That controller is not the only one. I have a controller here as well that does the same thing. I can go to the website and I can program it to do whatever I want. I can program it to do rapid fire if I wanted to. In fact, the Xbox Elite Pro 2 controller you have can do the same thing. If you go to the Xbox site that the controller directs you to, and you can set it up to do the same thing. What's up, Perez? Good to see you, man.
Sensitivity of the thumbstick.
I did that with a lot of games like Skull and Bones or Assassin's Creed. Fun games, Skull and Bones, they're coming for new platforms. Ooh, that's what's up.
It is customizable in that you can buy.
Yes, he did.
The actual top of the controller comes off.
Oh, that's good. At least they haven't given up on it, Diablo.
And then you can put new components in because you can remove the thumbsticks and stuff like that.
Across me.
So that's all cool.
We all know.
I like that
idea. Any distractor beats his
ass. Turbo functionality. So you can set certain buttons to be turbo buttons. When you just hold down, they'll keep firing. And you can program macros into it.
Yeah, exactly. Still right.
I've never had like a macro controller before. I don't think I would probably use it because that's kind of cheating in a video game. If you have a series of inputs that can be mapped to one button, you're kind of cheating the skill.
Phil, you do know that wait, does he not know? In fighting games, you can map it to one button. Like you can map one button to do throws. You can map one button to do drive impact. You can map a button to do parries. And that's within the game itself, Phil. You're telling me you didn't know these things? Oh my God, Phil. Are you telling me that you didn't know that you can map things together?
Challenge of the game, are you not? A lot of people do it though. Today, a lot of people use macros. All right, so all of that is available in this controller. The controller works.
Yes, Phil, and guess what? Controllers are being made that you can just macro things to them. Again, the Xbox Elite Pro controller does the same thing. You can map shit and macro things to one button. That's part of what makes the controller cost so much. Is you're able to use a program to map it.
Works with mobile devices like phones and tablets. It works with the Nintendo
What's up, Lags
Switch,
a lot? Good to see you, man.
And it works with PC, and I believe it also works with the Xbox. Okay, so it works with everything. All right, that's really cool. Comes with an adapter. That's 2.4 gigahertz adapter, but also it links fully via Bluetooth. Okay, so it has tons of cool features that I didn't even really understand. Now, it also has extra buttons. For example, it has 2 extra buttons up here and 2 extra buttons down there.
No, the buttons at the bottom are not extra, Phil. It's so in case if you want, you can map it to the bottom so you don't have to use the triggers. In fact, I did that with my PlayStation Pro controller. My PS4 Pro controller, I mapped them to the bottom buttons so I didn't have to bother with the triggers. Because it was faster for me to hit the bottom triggers than the regular triggers, Phil. That's all they are. And most times, if you play a game and you don't set anything to map to them, they already are mapped to something. Like the jump or the crouch. Oh, 10 likes. Oh, shit, you're right. All right, guys. Y'all get some positivity coming your way.
However, after testing it over the course of the last 24 hours,
Feel like shit,
sadly,
deja vu. Mom won't let you rest. Oh, damn, Roach
about the
Bait.
controller, about its limitations and things that I like and don't like about it. The extra buttons aren't really extra buttons. And that's a little disappointing. What do I mean by that? The extra
Wait. So you're upset that the extra buttons aren't extra buttons, but you're not okay. Oh my god. So macros are a problem for you, but you're upset that the buttons aren't extra buttons. What the fuck, Phil?
extra buttons, all they are clones of other buttons. Okay? So basically, these two buttons here are clones of the X and Y button. That's it. These two buttons up here are clones of the A and B button. That's it. You can't actually program them to do what you want. And from what I can tell, and maybe someone on the stream knows better than me, you can't deactivate.
Retard.
And that's kind of a problem. Because as I was playing games yesterday, sometimes my finger would naturally slide to these back buttons and tap it by accident, and it would activate what would happen in the menu. So I was playing Minecraft, and all of a sudden the menu opened. People were like, what happened? My finger tapped the button. You know?
He said macros are cheating.
To play with this controller, you would have to actually get so used to not touching these buttons.
Or you can map them to do something else. You can map those buttons to be another button, Phil. You don't have to leave it default if it's causing you an issue. You can sit there and be like, okay, I want these buttons to be the shooting and aiming. He's talking about his controller, Vanguard. What's up, Ramen? Four a.m. so I can do. Oh, that's right. Final Fantasy's down for maintenance.
That there's nothing you can really do about it.
Hold on, if you want Ramen and Vanguard, I'll hop in chat.
Not true. You have to map them to do what you want. You're wrong.
Discord, excuse me.
This controller comes with an app. Okay, the app is on your phone. It's Android, iOS. It lets you remap all of the regular buttons. So A, X, Y, B, L1, L2, and the bumpers and the thumbsticks. You cannot remap the extra buttons at all.
Yeah, reviewing something that doesn't need to be reviewed.
As if they don't exist. Okay? So it sucks. I wanted to disable those buttons and not have them, and you can't. You cannot remap the buttons.
You can remap them, dumbass. You remap them in the game. Hey, Shadowblade, how you doing? You can remap them in the game to do something else. Like, if those are your jump buttons and you'd rather that be your triggers, then just switch it to the triggers and just remember the other two are now something else. About to fight a cat? Catch a flight? Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It sucks. So it's kind of a
you're at work. Okay, my bad.
Careful when you're playing. Don't grip too hard, or you might activate the buttons and have either the Y or X buttons be activated. Now, for a game where you need to tap those buttons fast, and maybe you could do it faster here, I guess there's an advantage, but I don't really see the advantage. It's a little disappointing in my opinion. Okay? The rumble in this controller is exceptional. The rumble is really strong. Like, way stronger than the rumble in the Elite 2 controller that I've been using for months. And the other cool thing is, as I said, everything is adjustable.
Hey, Fall the Babble,
The
welcome to the stream, man.
sensitivity of
Big
the
ups.
joysticks, the sensitivity and dead zone of the triggers,
Make your
the
skin
strength
crawl.
of the rumble
Not a
motors.
keyboard
You
purist.
can actually
Minecraft
make
needs
the left
more
rumble
precision
motor
and too many
stronger and the right
hotkeys to use a
rumble
controller.
motor lighter, or you can turn them
I mean,
off.
I can't
You
talk.
have
When I
that
played it, I used the
adjustability in the app.
controller, but I wasn't
Okay.
playing it seriously either.
So, also, because the people will always ask about this, what about battery life? Well, as you can see on the front of the controller, it's got 4 dots, okay? And those dots signify full battery. I played Minecraft last night. At the end of the Minecraft stream, one of the lights was off. When I played Clear Obscure yesterday, which was around 3 hours of gameplay, 2 of the lights were off. So from that, we can probably estimate, on average, you'll probably get about 6 to 8 hours of battery life out of this controller.
You can just go to the website and also get
rechargeable
that
via
same
USB,
information.
But also, you can purchase a dock for it that you can put it on top, and it charges on a charging dock, much like this controller
Oh,
used to
okay,
have
Fall
today.
Babble. I
So
got you.
either
I
or
got
whatever
you.
you want to do. Wireless connectivity and signal. Well, I tried it both via Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz signal. Both seemed good. They didn't disconnect. They were smooth. I was
You were
doing
complaining
perfect
that your
parrying
character
in
would
Clear
stop
Obscure.
running.
I didn't have an issue at all. It just seemed to work, okay? The form factor is exactly the same as an Xbox controller. I love that form factor. I love that stick placement. So for me, this is like my kind of controller. It's my style.
Yeah, yes, Phil, because most people have decided that the Xbox controller just feels better than the PlayStation controller. So a lot of your third-party companies decided to use the Xbox design for the basics of these third-party controllers.
I prefer this over the PlayStation style.
I just said that.
Thumbsticks. They're pretty loose. They're Hall effect thumbsticks, and what that means is that it uses a technology that supposedly these thumbsticks would never have stick drift. Okay, that's good, because I was having an issue with stick drift in Minecraft. If you remember, I'm playing the Java edition with a mod that's allowing me to use a gamepad in the Java edition, which normally wouldn't be able to do that. And when I was playing with my Elite 2 controller, it was stick drifting. Well, I played it last night on here, 0 stick drift. So these sticks do not drift at all, and that's great, okay?
Like, this is still all so fucking worthless and pointless.
So, overall, what did I think about the controller after using it for a day? I love the form factor. I love that it has a texture to the back that gives you a good grip. I think all the buttons were responsive. I liked the thumbsticks. I liked the wireless connectivity. I'll be honest, I like the silly RGBs. I pretty much like the controller a lot. It's even a lot lighter than my Elite 2 controller. I don't know why the Elite 2 actually is so heavy, but this one is like half the weight of the Elite 2, which is pretty cool. Okay? However, there was one thing going on that I have yet to explain, and I don't know if it's going to be fixed or not. All right? Dodge or parry, because if you don't, a lot of the times you can get 1 or 2 hit killed if you're fighting tough enemies. So the buttons were working absolutely flawlessly during combat. I have 0 complaints. I was like, wow, this bumper's working beautifully. And we beat the entire super dungeon and a big tough boss and everything. I was like, wow, this is great.
Okay.
But a very weird thing happened, okay? I was playing Clair Obscure, and the way that it works is when
he's
you're
playing
either
Clair
on the
Obscure
overworld or in a dungeon and you're walking around, if you hold down right trigger, you dash, so you move faster. If you don't hold right trigger, you walk kind of slow. So to be honest, it's kind of weird because I don't know why games even have the walk. How many people played Clair Obscure and just walked normally?
There's plenty of people that will just walk normally in a video game because they're taking in the sights. In fact, anybody that's watched me play RPGs or action RPGs and such, they've seen that I've taken time where I'll just have the character walk and just look at the surroundings and kind of take in the scenery that was put in the game. Or walk over to a cliff's edge and just kind of look off the cliff and just enjoy looking. Like, people do that, Phil. Good old RP walk, exactly. Like, people do it all the time, especially when they're really wanting to show off something.
No one. Everyone just dashed around. right? So why even have it? Just have you move at that speed the whole time. It's kind of confusing that games still have this meaningless dash, okay? But the weird thing about it was, when I was playing Clair Obscur, my character would dash and stop, then dash and stop, then dash and stop, and they wouldn't consistently dash. Now, the entire time, I was just holding down the button. I never released right trigger, and it was doing this to me. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what could be causing this. This is so bizarre. And by the way, we tried a lot of things. We tried doing the different wireless connections. Like we tried Bluetooth and the 2.4 gigahertz. Then we actually tried direct connecting it with a USB cable. Okay, so
yes, you did all this, and there was no reason to.
That was just a direct feed from a USB. I did some research, and I actually found out wirelessly, this is a 200 megahertz controller. But if you plug it in via USB, it has an ultra high polling rate of 1,000 megahertz. What does all of that mean? I have no clue because I'm not a technical guy. But that's what it said when I researched it online. It says if you want the best performance out of the controller, you should actually use it wired, not wireless. Okay? So what I've done, I actually ordered a long USB cable, and I ordered the good one, the one that's like USB 3.2 and has the highest data rate. So I'm gonna try it. All right. Today that cable is arriving, and when it arrives, I'm gonna plug it.
So you bought a cable
to my PC, and I'm gonna see if the controller seems to work a little bit better.
So you wasted more money than you should have. Again, you just can't stop spending money. Jesus Christ, Phil. What's up, Well Swade? Always ordering shit. This is why you have no money.
Or whatever. And go from there. Okay? So I guess we'll see how it works. Okay? Now, we troubleshooted like crazy in Clair Obscur. We couldn't get the run to keep working. And it was insanely frustrating. Literally, the trigger worked every time we tapped it. It worked. But if we had tried to hold it, it would not stay held. All right? So here's what happened. Between streams, first off, I went to the app and I found out that
kids
the controller
always
had a
need
firmware
something.
update. So I loaded the firmware update, and it worked fine. Okay? All right, good. I went into Doom: The Dark Ages. I booted it up, and I went to the stage where the Doomslayer had just returned from the afterlife. The first thing you do is go into a giant courtyard full of a bunch of enemies. I took out the Ravager, and I let rip, literally holding down the right trigger and not releasing it, and it never interrupted the fire rate. It just kept firing nonstop.
All right, I don't care about this.
Fun part about the level 1 pod ordered with Clair Obscur, because how is it working in Doom? How is it working in Minecraft, but it doesn't work in Clair Obscur? That's bizarre. So let's see what happens.
Are we really doing this?
Firmware update. So I left the dungeon that we were in to this dungeon. But let's. It seems to be working. I think we fixed the issue. Oh, okay. He's staggering a little bit right there. But is that the game? That could be the game. See how he's staggering a little bit? So is that the game or is that the controller? I don't know. Now he's going. Now he's hauling ass. So you know what?
Does it fucking matter, Phil? If it's working, does it matter? Like, Jesus, my guy. Just fuck him. Just stop bitching. Stop complaining. If it's this much of a goddamn issue, just use the other controller.
Do you think it's the game? Let's go into the dungeon. I know the music in this game is gorgeous, isn't it? See how he's staggering a little bit there? But now he's going. So I'm so confused. Let's try it in here because this is where we were having the problem. All right, so here we are.
Oh, we are actually doing this.
Now I'm still holding the trigger. I didn't release it, and you saw how he stuttered there? He had like a stutter step. So maybe it's just the game. Maybe the whole thing was actually the game. I think what it was a combination. There was a problem because I didn't do the firmware update. Still, the Kubo says the game has a weird input recognition. Your left stick has to go maximum in one direction or else your sprint completely stops. So let's test that. I'm holding maximum in a direction. You see that, right?
Dent section.
Now let's loosen it. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think that's what it is. I think that the game sprint is just a little weird. And because this controller has some different input recognition, has that Hall effect and everything, that it reads a little different in the game. So essentially, it's actually not the controller either. The game is just weird.
What Ring of Hell would
Because again, I played 5 minutes of Doom, the Dark Ages. I beat the entire
Q&A
courtyard.
tester.
Gauntlet
Yo, that's
enemies,
like,
never had a
that's
problem
the
with the controller
100th
every
level
time,
of hell
never,
right
never
there.
Faltered, never stopped firing. It's so weird. So it looks like it's good. It looks like when we play again. See, right there you saw stuttered as I was turning.
Hey, Kumi.
Yeah, it looks like as you want to
He's
turn, he'll stutter
being
step. There it is.
special right now.
But then he runs smooth otherwise.
Really special.
Okay. Well, I guess it works. Okay, let's get out of here. I guess it works, right? All right, well, that's a good sign because that was the most frustrating thing yesterday. We were trying to play Clear Obscure, and the fact that it just kept having that error over and over, we couldn't even move smoothly through the dungeons. We were freaking out. Like, what the hell? Seems to work. All right, so overall, my first day of playing with this controller, I've absolutely loved it. Really, I did. Like I said, I went ahead and I bought
it could be a visual
USB
bug
cable to try it direct connected to see if it even plays a little better. But I really enjoy it so far.
Don't know.
I'm looking forward to using it more today for Blueprints. Now tonight we are doing fighting games. I will not use it for fighting games, but I'll be going back to Clair Obscure. I'll be doing a truck simulator. I'll be doing with this week. So I'm going to use it in various different games, and I'll try to get back to everyone with feedback on how I feel about the controller over time. Okay.
Dude, you know when people test out a controller, they actually turn around and they test multiple games at multiple lengths of time just to see how it actually holds up. You know, that's what they do, Phil. They don't just play one game and it's like, good enough, or it's a problem. Nope, they try multiple games. They play it for like 5-10 minutes, whatever, just to see, and then they move the fuck on. That's it.
Okay. So there you have it. I might as well turn it off so that way I don't waste the battery since I'm not going to be using it until we play Blueprints. I'll turn it off here. There we go. Okay. Yes, the charging dock would probably be very useful as well. So if I use it, I like it, I'll probably buy a charging dock for it as well. The thing is, you can't really get the accessories on Amazon. You have to get them from like third-party websites. So, you know.
Okay.
Kind of annoying. I have to go like, you know, freaking AliExpress or something to try to buy the thumbsticks or whatever for it. I like the thumbsticks that are in it, so I probably won't even change them out unless I have to. I guess we'll see. Okay. All right, so good stuff so far. Day one with the G5 Pro V2 has been a good day. I can't wait to use it more today, and I'll let you know more about that, okay? Cool. By the way, I want to say shout out to Baronoli. Baronoli, 48 months as a member, earning their Emerald Crown. Thank you.
Don't care.
Yesterday, we hit one goal, which is great.
One goal.
And we're on track, if we have support this week, to do our new DSP Tries It by the end of the week. Okay? DSP Tries It will be when we hit.
We just want RGBs.
Total. We're at 82 right now. And it's going to be DSP Tries It, the new How to Train Your Dragon meal from Burger King. It actually releases tomorrow. Okay? I'm excited for the meal because it's going to have more than one new item. It's going to have a Whopper with a special bun. It's going to have a brand new side, something like a fiery mozzarella fries. Also, it's going to have a new drink, which is kind of a summer lemonade. And then it's going to have a new sundae. So that's like 4 items to try. Okay, I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are too. Haven't done a gimmicked meal since the Minecraft meal 2 months ago. So it'll be good to try something different.
Oh my God, Phil.
What I do like about this meal is that it's actually new items. It's not, oh, we're just repackaging the same items with packaging and charging more. They're actually giving you new food offerings, okay? Now, that releases tomorrow. Let's see how we do this week. if we stay on track and we hit goals every stream, we will absolutely be doing this by Friday.
Again, Phil, all you talk about is goals. Goals, 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 goals. Where is the thank you guys for all the help you have given me? The thank you for being here. The thank you for supporting me. The thank you for just being my fans. Where is that, Phil? No, hey, dumbasses. I need y'all to hit some more goals so I can cook, so I can eat some more food in front of you. Okay? Okay, I need to eat some more food in front of you, stupid fucks. So give me more money. Simple.
Okay, so let's do it. Let's hit a goal every stream. Let's on Friday do the How to Train Your Dragon meal from Burger King. That would be exciting, and I think that would be good timing as well. It'll be about a week since we did the Red Robin DSP Tries It. Okay, now for 100 goals hit, we're doing a big special milestone marathon. What is it? I'm still not telling you. I'm going to tell you at the end of this week what the milestone marathon will be. I don't want to spoil it ahead of time, but
it's going to be something gay. We're going to clean out that closet, boys and girls. He thanked them in advance, remember? Thanks in advance. Yes. Yeah, thank you for your worthless humans. I heard he was asking for 9 goals by Tuesday. Yo, I hope you're kidding, Ramen. Oh, I mean, actually, no, never mind. He's already done that before, so it wouldn't be surprising if he does it again. Yeah, he doesn't like her cooking.
it is coming up. It's going to be exciting. What I will tell
Someone
you
already called it
is that it's a
the gay
first-time
festival.
thing. I have never done this
when
kind
Phil
of event
starts
before.
speaking French,
So I'm very
dude,
excited
I
to
know,
do it.
right,
I hope that
Vanguard?
you guys
Always
will
French.
join me for it. I think it's going to be a great time. Some people are really, really going to like it. I think others will not like it, to be honest. But I want to try something different, and this is something that I'm doing. It's not letting other people influence it. And
You know he's getting this. You
So
know he has the Switch too.
All right.
Like you can't
Good
tell me
stuff
he
coming.
doesn't have it. He has the Switch 2 already.
And thank you for your support. Let's get it going. Speaking of which, can we get our first piece of support for today? Can we get our first super chat?
God
How about
damn.
a tip or a sub over on Kick? Let's get some support rolling today so that we can get that momentum going, get some shout outs going. Now, FYI.
Why can't you just do it like normal people, Phil, where they can do that and let the chat thing take care of that? Or they'll still read it and, hey, thanks for the 5, thanks for the 10, thanks for the 99, thanks for the 199, thanks for the 2, thanks for the 3. I mean, they just say thank you, read the message and answer and keep it going. That's it.
Let's hang out and let's have a good time on the show today. I really don't have any topics to talk about. And you might say, what? Well, why not? Because gaming news is very dry right now. Why?
Gaming news is very dry right now? Phil, there's always gaming news going on. Always. Like, I get it. You don't see it on Twitter, so therefore it doesn't exist in your worldview. I understand. But there's always news going on. There's always something happening in these companies. Always. Exactly,
Why?
Vanguard.
Well, because Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase and likely other events are right around the corner. So because of that,
he got hit with
no
chargebacks. Oh
information
my
about
goodness.
games is really coming out right now. It's
Yeah, Night
very,
Rain is
very,
less than a
very
week.
sparse.
Exactly.
So,
news
that's
ain't wet
why
enough.
this week I decided, hey, let's not do a podcast tomorrow. Let's skip it and get extra gameplay.
$102 on the day
Hey,
stream, and this
let's
is
not do a
unacceptable.
podcast
All
Friday,
right,
instead get much extra gameplay of Elden Ring Night Rain, which everyone's going to want to see at launch, right? So that's what we're doing.
And the people that want to see it will be watching people like Ouroboros and other people like Maximilian Dude and such. They're going to be watching those people play those games. And you're going to have the same craptastic audience watching you, Phil.
Good stuff, all right? But what I'd like to know is, what do you guys want to talk about today? So first of all, let's get some support for the podcast, and let's see what you guys want to talk about.
He's too busy with streaming and family and pulling
today.
those Hogans.
Before we get to that, I would like to say one quick thing. For those who don't know, today is Memorial Day in the United States.
Oh,
This is a national
no.
holiday here, but I know I have an international audience. Not everyone celebrates it. But I want to take a moment to just say, first of all, thank you to anyone out there who serves in the American. Wow, that's a pretty botched thing. Let's try that again. Thanks to everyone out there.
I thought you were one take Brunel. You know, you spoke so much that you just do it all in one take. That doesn't sound like one take, Phil. Oh no, it's breaking down.
Who serves in the American military. I very much appreciate your service and the sacrifice that you give to keep this country safe and to give us the freedoms that we have. Today on Memorial Day, we take a moment to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, those who didn't come back from their deployments, and to say, thank you so very much. We're never going to forget you. And it is an honor and a privilege to be able to live in the country that you defended and gave your life for.
Didn't you say when Trump got elected that you would leave the country? Didn't you say that? Or am I misremembering things here? Am I? Yeah, it does sound fake. Because he couldn't begin to tell you a single person. I'm not saying I could tell you a single person either, but you can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, we appreciate your sacrifice and this and that," and it's like, okay, so what are you doing for? Are you donating to like the Wounded Warrior Network? Are you donating to one of these networks that is for military personnel that has disabilities because of their service in the military? You know, those who lost their limbs to IEDs or getting shot or falling into traps or something like that, or giving to a fund that will help families that have lost their loved ones because of war and such. I mean, it's easy. Anybody can say it. Anybody can say it. But if you're going to make the statement online, which, yeah, for PR standpoint, fine. PR standpoint, you're doing the right thing. But what are you actually doing about it? You know, like, would you go to Wounded Warrior and donate like $500? Like, hey, or $100 here. Here's my pledge to help with the network. You know, to help those in need that have served.
Thank you for that.
I have a feeling he's going to twist Memorial Day into something about
the armed forces,
about him if he does. I'm going to be pissed.
They're going to appreciate it. Trust me. Okay? Okay. Today, traditionally, a lot...
Although I will admit, I did run across a person. They said they joined the military just so they could visit other countries and possibly see combat. That was their reasoning.
A lot of people do cookouts and do, holiday get-togethers with their family members, all right? Sadly, for a lot of people in America, today is a day of shopping and drinking. Don't ask me how going out and shopping honors the troops. And don't ask me how getting so inebriated that you're drunk driving and acting like an idiot.
I mean, you just saying, "Oh, thank you for what you do. And by the way, chat, give me money." What are you doing that's any fucking different? Oh, hey guys, thanks for your service. Thank you for allowing me to live in America. You know, having the freedoms I have. By the way, chat, let's get some support here. You know, I gave this grand speech. Let's get some subs on Kick. Let's get some subs on YouTube. Let's get some super chats going. Let's get some tips going. Like, what the fuck is different from what you're doing? And you had a beg before you did this spiel.
Honors those who serve. It doesn't. But sadly, in America, we tend to turn everything into some kind of a commercialized holiday for yourself rather than...
And you beg for tips, and you're begging for tips on this very holiday. So again, how are you any fucking different than these people that you're bitching about right now? You're fucking asking your audience to give you money. So what is different than somebody going out to a bar, having a few drinks or a pint, and going home or getting an Uber or a cab or a friend or going to the detox tank at the police station or whatever. How is you begging your fucking chat for money on the very day any different?
For the actual intended purpose, okay? So,
and what are you doing for the day, Phil? What are you doing? At least I waited till the next day, albeit middle of the night, but at least I waited till the next day. You could have took this time to actually maybe have a little get together with the neighbors in your complex, your fucking condo. Be like, hey guys, anybody want to have a little get together? We maybe somebody bring some hot dogs, some hamburgers. We have a little get together. Maybe throw back a couple of cold ones and just enjoy what we're allowed to have today. Like, what the fuck, Phil? What did you do? You begged your audience for money. You sat there and begged. You could have hung out with Kat today and be like, hey, baby, let's go get some food from a restaurant. Let's sit down at the restaurant and eat. Or let's order something and bring it back. And we'll just sit and relax. Just you and I today. Be like, chat, I'm sorry. Be like, just put a community post, guys. I won't be streaming today. It's Memorial Day. My wife and I are going to spend some time together on this special day that we're allowed to have. Like, no, like I went to a friend's house. I went to my friend's house. He had people over and whatnot, and we had a fun time. Yes, we had food, we had some drinks, we talked about games, anime, some real life issues, but we had fun as a get together on that day. God damn it, Phil.
So I just wanted to say that before we get to an open Q&A and stuff like that. Please, today, say thank you to anyone who who has served. And this is sincerely from me to anyone out there who watches me or my content who has served in the armed forces. I salute you and thank you so very much for what you have done for us.
Okay. But still give me money. So if you're watching my stream, hey, I'm just going to... Ramen, I'm just going to use you because your first name I see. Ramen, thank you for your contributions and your sacrifice to America for allowing me to do what I do. By the way, Ramen, also give me money. Like, this shit's so fucking bad.
Okay. All right. Now moving on. Shall we discuss anything today, my friends? How you doing today, King Michael? Good to see you. Queen of Hearts likes the green shirt today, do you? Eddie Bauer. That's right, Eddie Bauer shirt.
Yeah, give me money.
Wait a minute. Is this Eddie Bauer?
One time his dad visited Brittany, cleaned Phil's mess, cleaned the yard, garbage, paint the office, moved old furniture in storage. Exactly. And he stayed at a hotel. He couldn't even stay at the house.
I can't read the tag and the tag.
He could have around and let his parents sleep in his room. But like, look, you guys can take my room while you're here. I'll sleep on the couch. Kat can sleep in her office if there's a bed in there or whatever. Like, come on, dude.
There's no tag down here. I think it's LL Bean.
Yeah, it sucks you lost your arm. Give me money.
LL Bean shirt. So I think it's the only piece of LL Bean.
If you read it, it's kind of shitty, eh?
Maybe it's J. Crew. I don't even know. It's a nice shirt. It's definitely a nice shirt. Thank you. Okay.
It kind of smells like a barn. Wouldn't even sleep there either.
Oh, I have no idea. If I had to serve in a military branch, which one would I pick? I don't know. Everyone has something that's extra, like specialized, but also pretty difficult. I could swim, but I'm not a good swimmer. So should I be in the Navy? Right? I'll say this. I probably wouldn't be in the Air Force because I have an abnormal fear of heights. Just irrational fear of heights. It doesn't make sense. I just have a fear of heights. So I probably couldn't do that.
I mean, they could use you as a test dummy. You'd fit well there. You could be a test dummy for all their equipment.
Coast Guard.
Cheer Force. Yeah, the IED really wrecked your life and fucked it up, man. But I need money. Guys, come on, support. Like, really, Phil? Come on.
All right. You can be in the Air Force and not be in the air? I mean, that's true, but what's the point?
Phil, there's people that serve on aircraft carriers. They don't fly. You know, they help maintain the planes, and they also direct the planes and air traffic control and all. They don't fly, Phil. So what? Everybody on a fucking aircraft carrier is in the sky? The aircraft carrier is just an unmanned machine going around the fucking ocean, Phil? Like nobody stays on it? There's enough planes on the aircraft carrier that every single man and woman is in the skies flying an F-18? Is that what you think? You know, there's different roles in the Air Force. They don't all include flying.
Why join the Air Force if the goal is not to be in the air? Isn't that what you want to do? Like,
no, because there's also restrictions. Like if you're too tall, or if you're too short, or if you're a certain weight, or you have a certain problem. There are things that will keep you out of the cockpit of a fighter jet or a helicopter. Oh my fucking God. Exactly.
nah, the recruitment story is stupid because here's the thing. I've told a story of how when I was in high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And I went to a recruitment office, and there was a very cocky recruiter. And he was so cocky that it actually turned me off from considering enlisting.
Yeah, exactly,
I was seriously
Vanguard.
considering it at one point.
But he's in there, Vanguard. He's basically saying, oh, like if you're in the Air Force, the whole goal is to fly. So like there's like everybody on board is in the air. Like nobody stays on the ship. Everybody's in the air. Like nobody stays in the aircraft carrier. There's thousands of planes on an aircraft carrier, and every person gets a fucking plane and they're in the sky.
And then the guy was such a dick.
Hey, Liquid Ferret, how you doing,
like,
man?
I don't want to do it, and I didn't. But I don't want to sit here and
yes,
tell
he
that
did.
story on Memorial Day and be like, oh, that's representative of all who serve. It's not at all. But it just goes to show if you have the wrong person in a position like that, that it could actually change a lot and hinder a lot. And I wonder how many people that guy turned off from recruiting just because he was a cocky dick, you know?
You do realize they have to be that way, Phil. That's confidence. I'm confident you'll be back. I'm sure you'll be back. That's not being a cocky dick. That's confidence. He's building you up. Because if you're thinking about it, and you got this guy sitting there telling you, trust me, you'll be back. 9 times out of 10, you're like, yeah, you're right. I will be back. I will be back to see this guy. I will be back to sign those papers, and I will be back to get on the bus to go to basics. Doing good? That's what's up.
No.
Yeah, exactly. See, military police was what the Navy wanted me for. But that doesn't mean you're going to end up there. Like, there's a lot of tests and whatnot you have to do. Like, basics, they run you through the course, obviously, and then you can go to advanced, and then you can start kind of fine-tuning where you're going to be at. Like, you may go there for one thing and end up somewhere else completely. Because you're better at that job than the job you thought you were going there for. What's up, Mad Cats? How you doing? Constant snorting, give enemy position. Worthless.
We already talked about MREs. I'm not really interested in them.
Why not, Phil? It's just one MRE, dude. You can get, dude. You can get an MRE off of Amazon. Like maybe $20 for a pack of them. And you could just like, hey guys, we're going to try one. We're going to do all the stuff. We're going to put the water in it. We're going to put it in there. We're going to wrap it up. Let it cook. When it's done, we're going to pull it out. Going to look at it all. And we're going to eat it. Dude, And if you don't like it, you don't like it. You could have another meal on standby. You got frozen pizzas, for Christ's sake. Wolverine's all he wants
yeah.
for wood.
Since I saw the final Mission Impossible movie, it's a good send-off for the series, but it does kind of leave it open-ended. Huh.
Yeah, see, I'm flat-footed.
Think of it this way. If it weren't for that cocky recruiter, I might have enlisted. I might have engaged in an entire lifetime of military service, in which case I never would have been in competitive Street Fighter. I never would have ever stepped foot on. I probably never would have watched the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic. I never would have thought.
What? Hola.
For that cocky recruiter, I might have enlisted. I might have engaged in an entire lifetime of military service, in which case I never would have been in competitive Street Fighter. I never would have ever stepped foot on. I probably never would have watched the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic. I never would have thought to do a YouTube video. I never would have been engaged in any of this stuff. I would have just been a military guy for my whole life.
Phil, you do realize military personnel watch YouTube, right? You do realize military personnel make YouTube videos and shorts and TikToks and all that shit, right? Oh my God. Okay, Phil. You win. You win this round, Phil. I'll let you have it. Yeah, he got in the Street Fighter because of T. Exactly.
You know, what a different life that would have been. What an idiot. Someone in chat just says, oh, you wouldn't have been good for the military because you struggle with confrontation. Yes, because the entire time that I was a competitive Street Fighter player, and every single moment I was in a confrontation with opponents, and I was beating them and winning tournaments, and I was performing.
No, you didn't win tournaments, Phil. You won qualifiers. And let's not forget, when Jaha stepped up to you, you backed the fuck down. You hid, you got in a ball, and said, don't beat me up, I'm an alcoholic. The only time you were okay with confrontation was when you was online and the person wasn't in fucking front of you. Or like the dude from Alpha Isn't Radio told you his address and said what the fuck he's gonna do to you, and then you all of a sudden back the fuck down because you realize this dude ain't playing, he gonna beat the shit out of you. Or how about we go recent? How about we go recent, Phil? How about we go with the guy that you said was a pattern player, and he said, who the fuck you calling a pattern player? And you fucking clammed the fuck up and said, I didn't call anybody a pattern player. I didn't call anybody a pattern player. Yeah, you don't like confrontation, Phil. Hell, if that's the case, Side Scroller's interview wouldn't have bothered you. You would have fired back as they fired at you. Or fucking Keemstar asked you to come on, you would have went on there and fucking confronted him and said some shit, and then that would have been it. No, you always fucking run from confrontation. Stuttering Craig? You fucking cut the feed and said go fuck yourself after you cut the feed, not while he was still there to hear it? Because you're also okay with confrontation. You think, oh, I went to qualifiers and I won some matches there, you know, and I shit talk people. Yeah. Shit talking somebody is one thing, Phil. That's not confrontation. That's just shit talk. When a motherfucker's ready to knock your goddamn block off, that's confrontation. When someone gets up in your face and they're fucking screaming at you to the point you can feel the goddamn spit coming out their mouth, slapping you in the face because you know you done fucked up and they ready to fight you, that's confrontation. You don't like confrontation. You run from it. You cower from it. You are a bitch. You let a man sit there and multiple times call your wife fat, and you did nothing against it. You sat there and said, oh, it's jokes, and I said something to him about it. You didn't say, hey, man, don't fucking say that about my wife. Like, hey, man, don't talk about my wife being fat when you look at your fat ass. No, you didn't say nothing. You
on a stage in front of thousands of people, and I'm here every single day with a public face. Oh yeah, I'm really bad at confrontation.
Phil, no, shut that shit up because nobody's confronting you on stream, jackass. You're not letting people on to talk to you and issue their grievances with you. You're not hearing them say it to you, Phil. Somebody can write in chat, fuck you, Phil, you fat face motherfucker, and all you're gonna do is ban them. That's what you do. That's not confrontation. It's not confrontation at all. Get the fuck out of here.
You fucking mouth drooler. You stupid dunce. Why do you listen to morons? Yeah, I'm really bad with it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, why didn't you fight Jaha? Let's just throw that shit out there. Why didn't you fight Jaha? Why didn't you throw down and take an ass whooping and be like, yeah, we fought, he won, that's the end of it. But you know, at least I stood my ground. I'd have more respect for you if you actually tried to fight Jaha and lost than hiding in a bathroom or crawling in a ball saying, please don't beat me, I'm an alcoholic. Or the new version, you said, well, I just put my hands behind my back and said, well, do what you gotta do, man. I'm an alcoholic, but do what you gotta do. No, Phil. Anybody can be a tough guy online. Anyone. Any single person can be Mr. or Mrs. Tough Guy online. But when someone truly comes up to the plate and steps up to check your ass, that's when they see the person you are. And every person that has stepped up to you, you have bitched out from. You have backed away, you have cried, and you hid in the corner, or you just disengaged altogether and ran for it. So you don't like confrontation, Phil. Like, shut that shit up. Got a good idea. Every time you play this video, put the big victim sign in the background. Every time it says victim. Yeah.
I just can't handle the pressure. You're right. I just crack. Constantly cracking. You got it.
Because you do crack, Phil. You do crack. You crack so much that you turned around and told us about your wife's restraining order. Because you had to save face so bad that you had to use your fucking cow horse of a wife as a human shield. Like, if they were so smart, they would have saw my wife's restraining order. Craig, they would have saw her restraining order. Why do my detractors know so much about me? Like, you fucking retarded gay fuck. Yeah, he bans everyone. I mean, just another one. Duty has been doing streams for a while. Phil only showed up once because the Kino Casino was there and Duty and Keem were already getting into it back and forth. Then Phil wants to show up like a big man and be like, yeah, boy. I got the posse here. I'm coming in. I'm a rootin' tootin' shootin' boy. Duty streams, I'm calling you out. Bring some iron. But he won't do that to Tevin. He won't do that to That Being Said. He won't do it to Duty again. He won't do it to me. He won't do it to any other detractor. Because why? Nobody's got his fucking back. Everybody's just going to be sitting there pulling the fat back straight off his ass. So what does he do? Fucking hide. Like a bitch. Yeah, guy won't take his wife to the zoo. The guy who didn't want to fucking learn how to ride a bike was, oh, my friend got beat up and got his bike stolen. That might happen to me, Dad. I don't want to learn how to ride a bike. Go ahead and sell that piece of shit. What's the restraining order about? So, Kat got a restraining order against Superman saying that he was abusive to her. There was no evidence of it, there was no photographic evidence of it, but in the state they were in, you can file a domestic abuse report, and she got a you can file a restraining order, and the other party doesn't have to know about the restraining order. So 1 minute, man. Superman didn't even know he had a restraining order on him from Kat. Now, mind you, Kat owned a gun, but she was also already in talks with Phil at this time. So the theory is Phil put her up to getting a restraining order against Superman, because Superman got a text from a Connecticut number, Phil, telling him to go kill himself. Now, it's uncertain if Phil actually sent that text to Superman, or somebody just used something to give another number and sent that to Superman. That's the restraining order. Meth Bear actually found it. I'm glad you brought it up, because he did pop in since he wasn't popping back. Yeah, that's why I'm quick to bring that up. Phil wasn't going to do it until he had backup. And then after that backup all went away, Phil will never do it again. I'll just stay in my lane, guys. He would get a blanket party. Exactly.
Okay.
What Phil
really?
That told
Battleduck
yeah,
says,
that's the theory, VLX.
Enlistment forth as a punishment, saying if you don't go to school, you have to go to the army. Now, looking back at it, I'm thinking maybe it was a missed opportunity. You know? You got to understand, that's a huge sacrifice, right? You're giving up your personal freedoms.
You do realize if you want... All right, so I'm going to say this is very unpopular opinion. Phil, not everybody joins the army and stays in the army, Phil. It is not a life thing for a lot of people. They go to the army, they get some training, they get that promised $5,000 for the sign-on bonus because they got to be there for 5 years. They do their 5 years and then they leave. And guess what? If there's no war in 5 years, or there's no militaristic action that is needed in any country within the 5 years, they did their training, they go back to basic once a year, and then they leave. They quit the military and they go home. Like, not everybody that joins the military is there for life. Not everybody makes it a career. Machinima to take down channels. Exactly.
And you're risking it all. You have no idea what's going to happen in the world when you enlist, and at any moment you could end up being deployed into a freaking war zone. And, you know, that's what you're signing.
Yes, that is the chance you take, Phil. That is the chance you take. The same as a police officer takes the chance the moment they don on that uniform and they turn around and they hit the streets and they're driving their squad car. Or there's a riot and civil unrest and they got to turn around and put up riot gear and they got to grab their riot shield and they got to try to quell the rebellion, so to speak. Like, you know, what about the police officers that lost their life to the Texas sniper that they had to kill him with a bomb strapped to a robot? That dude killed, I think, like 10 police officers sniping them. I don't think any police officer puts on the uniform thinking, oh, I'm just going to get shot today.
Signing up for. That's insane levels of commitment, courage, strength, fortitude.
You know, some of those guys are actually terrified when they join, Phil. They're terrified, and then the military molds them into what they need to be. And that they're not scared. And that so-called courage. You know, a lot of people also join because they have no money. The military is like the fastest way to get money. So they do that. and it's a gamble. Will I be able to serve my 5 years and not get deployed to Afghanistan, Iraq, or anywhere else in the world? Or will I be able to just do my basic training for the 6 to 8 months, go home, and go back for training every so often? And will I ever get deployed? Or some of them, hey, I did my training and I'm going to I was about to say Nagasaki. What is that country in Japan called? What's that place in Japan? Okinawa. They go to the Okinawa base. And they spend their time in Okinawa, or they go to Germany, or wherever else there's a U.S. military base. And they're just there. It's not like they're doing anything, they're just there.
Things a lot of people don't have. Wishy-washy, Jello people who can't even fucking take someone spelling their name wrong on their coffee cup at Starbucks. Or, God forbid, someone say something to you on the internet and you get all, oh, I got internet bullied, right?
Don't you do that, Phil? Isn't that the majority of your pre-stream failcast every day? Oh, my fucking mouth drooling detractors made another video of me. Oh boy, oh boy. The retarded detractors are at it again. Them damn dirty detractors made another slanderous video of my name. Or, hey, people making fun of me of Doom are fucking retarded because they're taking one moment in Doom and blew it up to something like that's more than what it needs to be. They took one bad moment in Doom and they're sitting there making fun of me for it. Oh my God, what do I do? Wasn't that you, Phil? Wasn't that you bitching that people made fun of you on the internet? Wasn't that you that was bitching that, oh my God, people are sitting here laughing because you fucking got electrocuted in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because you're wearing fucking metal? Wasn't it you that was sitting there bitching because people was making fun of your Street Fighter gameplay? People were making fun of your Doom, the Dark Ages gameplay like last week and you were all pissy about it? Was that not you, Phil? It was like, oh my God. These people are making fun of me. They're taking everything out of context. What about the rest of the stream? That's you, Phil. You don't get the right to say this shit. I know a lot of people that go into the military just so they can afford their college fund. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this self-entitled whipping boy making fun of others. Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable how some people are. So you have to understand that the people who enlist have a level of strength that is very different from the common person.
Not entirely, Phil. There are some people that go into the military and they get broken and they never recover. They just got to be discharged because they're broken. And the military is like, look, we can only mold you so much, but if you're that far broken, we just got to let you go. Goodbye. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lags a lot. Like, dude, what's up, Helsing? How you doing, man? You served? All right, man. I appreciate your sacrifice. I'll tell you that in a heartbeat. I tell that to people that I know that were in the military, that, or at least told me they're in the military. And some people, man, you can tell they did not come back all together. And I feel bad for them. Like, I feel personally, I feel our country should do more for our vets and our military personnel. But Phil's not talking about that. We're not talking about how we have vets sleeping on the streets because the system cast them out. We're not talking about the vets that have lost limbs and they're just trying to survive, but the VA is not covering it.
Okay, so what would you guys like to talk about today? Tag me in the chat. And again, it sure would be great to get some support.
Look, we just did this whole fucking segment about thanking fucking military personnel and saying we thank you for your sacrifice and let's get some support. We were bitching about people going for alcohol and food, and we're over here talking about, well, hey guys, let's get some support going. God damn, dude, it's like clockwork with you. Marines, 1st Division, you went to Iraq. Oh, shit.
Have no support.
At least you made it back, man.
Right now, 0. So anything would be appreciated right now. Let's
again. How can we transition from talking about thanking our military and how, you know, people are wrong for going out to get drunk and have alcoholic beverages to, hey guys, we didn't get no tips during that whole spiel. Let's get some support going. Fucking really, Phil. Like, what the fuck, my guy? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Alright, so I'm going to sound like... Is it Semperfi or Simplify? I really don't know how it's pronounced. I'm sorry, Helsing, if I'm fucking that up.
Let's get some momentum going, and let's see what topics are on your guys' mind today. No, that is absolutely true, Battle Duck. He says you also need to support the military people when they come back from deployment. Who defends the defense?
Wait, going to conventions. Oh, I haven't gotten there yet if that's in this stream.
That's a huge problem with our country.
Wait, what?
No, that is absolutely true, Battle Duck. He says you also need to support the military people when they come back from deployment. Who defends the defenders? That's a huge problem with our country. Is these people go out and spend chunks of their life, sometimes 10, 15, 20 years in the military deployed, and then they come back and there's nothing for them. There's no jobs, because that's a major problem in the United States. There's no fucking good jobs anywhere. So what do you do? Oh, I worked in the military for 20 years. Now I come back and I'm
Thank you, Helsing. I appreciate you telling how to properly say it.
And I make minimum wage. This is the job you got for me lined up after I was in the military for 20 years.
I know, Liquid.
There's nothing for them to do.
Liquid.
And, or they come back and they have health problems, and now
until I can say it all correctly in one go.
It's absolutely true.
Okay, I'll definitely try that. Thank you.
Fail a lot of people. It's sad. And then you hear our politicians, and what are they bickering over today? The next piece of shit, nonsensical argument that doesn't matter when there's concrete problems they could be tackling. But this is not a politics show. Let's not go that direction, okay?
What's up, Catsper? How you doing, man?
Okay.
Have a veteran work discount. Rather annoys me as some of the cohorts you work with. Yeah, like that's why I say, like, I feel it's fucked up that the country doesn't do much for its vets. And I get that a job doesn't, like, I'm not going to sit there and say, you know, like, oh, the jobs need to do better. They're not in it for the military. They're in it to make money. I get that they don't do shit for them because they don't do shit for anybody. But the military should do something for its military vets. The government should do something for its military vets. Like, after all, you're the ones that fucking sent them there. Let me not get on that soapbox. And then you're right in the corner. See the satellite encryption? A place that makes it... Oh, shit. Begging on a national holiday is very disgusting. Yes. Honestly, my bosses turn a blind eye on offering a discount to them, though as an unofficial thing, as long as we don't bleed too much money. I can see that. Like, at least they're trying something.
We're having turkey hot dogs. Yes, we are. We're actually having turkey hot dogs. Oh, kick support. Thank you again, man. I screwed up again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I keep screwing this up. Kick support, we're all good. So thank you for reminding me. Dude, I did it again.
Did what?
I'm so happy that kick support does that. Thank you, kick support.
What are you forgetting? That's part of your job.
Every time that you do multi-streaming on Kick, you have to type in a command to enable it. And I keep forgetting. They're doing me a solid because if I don't enable it, I don't get paid at all. So
wait, so are you trying to cheat the system? Are you trying to cheat the system, Phil? Did they have to keep telling you that? Are you trying to get the full pay when you're dual streaming and trying to get paid for single stream? Is that what you're trying to do, Phil? Sneakily?
For helping me out. Thank you, Kick Support. Appreciate you. I think it's kind of automated, though. But thank you.
If we had done this holiday correctly, he would have had a whole stream of nothing but silence and honor. Yeah. You know, even if he just took a minute of silence. You know, just come on there and be like, hey guys, let's have a moment of silence for those who gave their lives, the ultimate sacrifice for this country. You know, and he does that and then got back on the stream, that would be fine. That would be fine. We got no moment of silence. We just got this big spiel about people getting drunk and could have, you know, and then bragging, like complaining people getting drunk on the day, and then turns around and asks people for money. Yeah, he got caught doing that again. God, how many times has he fucking done this? Yeah, that's exactly what he's. Yeah, it's got to be what he's doing. Always scamming. Well, what was it? So I heard somebody asked him if it was back during the Civil War, what side would he be on? And he turned around and said, "This is not a stream that I can just give an answer. There's a logical thought process that has to be done to give a concrete answer." What concrete answer needs? What logical thought needs to be given? Just be like, "Hey man, I'll be on the North. I'd fight for the North, free the slaves." Like, how hard of a choice is that? Hey guys, if back during the Civil War, what side would you fight for? Would you fight for the South and keep slavery, or would you fight for the North to abolish slavery? Oh, well, that should be a pretty easy answer. The North? I mean, okay. Yeah, Howard's words still ring true. That is true, Roachbait. Yeah, Mr. Slayer Trade has to think about it. I like
Dishonored 1. I didn't really like Dishonored 2.
Phil would be the type, he'd be like, "Well, guys, you see, when you think about it logically, the South wasn't just fighting for slavery. They were also fighting for their way of life. And, you know, the slaves were providing a service for the plantations. And, you know, they have a right to defend their way of life from the North who's trying to destroy that. But the North is also trying to fight to abolish slavery so they can be paid for a fair wage for a day. So if you really break it down, they could have probably just had a conversation and not fought about it, and maybe, just maybe, they could have had a 50-50 split where the war wouldn't have happened, and we maybe could have kept some slaves and maybe slowly phased it out. You know, but the North wanted it all done at once, so perhaps, maybe, IDSP may have fought for the South. He'd say some dumb shit like that. Yeah, exactly. The most rebels. See Phil as a Yankee.
I don't know. Someone said,
look, I don't claim him.
If you bring back the Dishonored franchise, would
that's twice now? Oh, yeah, he's definitely doing this on purpose.
Be good. I don't know. I feel like Dishonored worked at the time, but that whole, like, first person.
Yeah, he is. This shit's intentional.
With that kind of stealth and stuff. I don't know if it really works anymore. It worked for a few different games. Like, it was working for Deus Ex, but now Deus Ex doesn't exist anymore. It worked for Dishonored. Now Dishonored's gone. So I don't know if it really works moving forward.
What the fuck are we talking about, Phil? I mean, the system still works. You can still use the system, Phil. Like, Deus Ex the company that bought them, I think Square Enix at the time, canceled the idea of another Deus Ex, and I think the company that bought them after Square Enix sold them canceled the idea. But they can always come back and make another Deus Ex. In fact, because they said they wanted to make another one to put Cyberpunk to shame. It was like reverse TDS. The election of Abraham Lincoln caused 7 southern states to secede from the Union.
Fall, preference fall.
That'll be his thing.
I like in between moderate weather, and in the fall you get all kinds of cool.
Ooh, McLaren F1 and Project Zomboid last night. Fuck yeah!
You know, like pumpkin
what
spice.
You mean it doesn't exist?
The leaves change color, and you get holidays.
It's so fast. Hell yeah!
So I like the fall a lot. Also, let's be honest. During the fall, there's a lot of cool games that come out. Usually, not always. Like last year was a dud. Last year the fall was.
Are we say what the fuck, Phil? More games came out in the fall, but last year was a. I'm not even going to grace this retardation with a response.
Sucked for gaming, but usually it's really good.
Oh yeah, the dude that was on wasn't he on Kick? The guy that wrecked his car.
I usually remember to enable the multi-stream. I'll be honest. That's if Kick asks for feedback, I think what should happen, okay, is when you're streaming, if you're in the partner program, it actually enables multi-streaming automatically. And you have to click on it to say, no, I'm actually only streaming on Kick, because it's kind of very easy to just not think about it and forget it. And right now, the reason I'm remembering is because they're actually coming in and reminding me, but I don't know how long they're going to do that. Because if they don't, then they will just demonetize the whole stream and I won't get paid for it.
Yeah, Phil, because you're the one trying to jilt them out of more money. And plus, why would they need to have it automatically enabled, and then the people that only stream on Kick are the ones that have to disable that? That's dumb. That's really, really dumb, Phil. They want people to stream on just their site. Just as Twitch only wants people really to stream on their site, and YouTube really wants people to stream just on their site. They allow multi-streaming, but they really just want it on their site. You're sitting there trying to get more money out of Kick, and they're getting to the point they're having to come up into your stream like, yo, Phil, activate that. Phil, you need to activate that. DSP Gaming, activate. Yo, you're going to get to a point, they're going to kick you out the program.
So. I think Starbucks pumpkin spice is decent. Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Whatever.
Question anyway, because if we were going to go on a vacation, we probably wouldn't tell you anyway. But no, we don't have anything planned right now. Right now, to be honest,
Phil, you could just be like, hey, we're going on a vacation. I'll tell you all about it when I get back. That's all you got to do, Phil. Like, dude, like, you make this shit more difficult than it needs to be.
Next couple of months for gaming are quite busy. All right. And, you know, we don't, right now, I'm in a position where if things keep going the way they're going right now, and I'm able to have things move forward positively the way that they're going, then I can save up some money. And once I have some money actually saved, then maybe I can say, hey, let's start planning something. But right now, I don't want to just like blow all the money that I have immediately. That'd be pretty dumb.
You're already blowing all the money you have. You have blown all the money you have. $48,000 from the Keno Casino, and you blew it all. When you got that burst of $12,000, you sat there and blew it all.
You know, so no, I'm not playing anything right now. See, here we go. Just ban the city. I knew it. Intrusive moron. Fuck up.
Wait, let's see.
You know.
Oh, let's see. What was banned? What was banned? Hoping a zoo trip is in the books. Let's see, a DSP. Wouldn't that punish people only to stream on Kick? That seems counterintuitive. Have allergies been bad this year in Washington? I don't see what got kicked.
So no, I'm not playing it.
Oh, don't you have savings? Oh, the Urban Robust Peanuts. Okay.
Right now. See, here we go. Just ban the city. I knew it.
Oh, or was it the... Yeah.
Intrusive moron. Fuck off. Stop asking personal questions, you dick.
Phil, someone asking if you have a savings is not intrusive. It's either a yes or no question. It is a simple yes or no. If they ask how much do you have in savings, then you can say it's intrusive. Just saying, hey, do you have savings? Yes, I have savings, or no, I don't have savings. That's it. God, you're fucking stupid, Phil. Oh, shut up, Ice. Like, oh my God, anything?
Ask me randomly a question about the plot of Expedition 33. Watch the videos, right? That's what I made them for.
Why should they watch it when you always fucking go over it, Phil? That's the problem. You keep going over it. And then you want to say, oh, well, just when someone asks you, oh, just go watch the video. Go watch the video of it. Why? You always fucking tell them the next day anyway. Yeah, stop asking me dumb questions, even though I say, hey, guys, the Q&A.
Croatia, Serbia, or Greece, which would I pick? The only one I know of those three is Greece. I know about, some pretty nice scenery and also good food. But that's all I know. I don't know about Croatia.
Scenery and good food. You don't know the scenery of Greece. And like you don't know any of the scenery of Greece, Phil.
Croatia or Serbia at all. I don't know anything about them. No, I never played World of Tanks.
Anything?
Some big Japanese name. It's just the name of the company that makes the fighting games. SNK is a company that makes.
Wait,
it's just
what?
the name of the company that makes the. Someone said that the other day in chat. It's some big Japanese name. It's just the name of the company that makes the fighting games. SNK is a company that made a whole line of arcade games back in the day.
He gives me the sheep.
Metal Slug, a whole bunch of fighting games like Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, King of Fighters, Last Blade, Samurai Showdown, all those.
Yeah.
They also made sports
all right,
games.
Fuck it, we're going to speed it up.
Baseball games, soccer games. They made all kinds of arcade games. And they would be on these SNK cabinets. SNK Neo Geo was the name of the cabinet. And the cabinet would have multi-games in it. So you could be playing one game and then they walk away and the next person comes up, I want to play a sports game. You press a button, it changes the cabinet to be a different game, and you can play that game instead. So it was a way for arcade owners to save space and save money because you could have multiple games in one cabinet.
Yeah, yes.
Later on, SNK got more known for their fighting games than anything else because those are what persisted. A lot of those other franchises, like I said, Metal Slug and stuff, they all died out, while fighting games like King of...
Metal Slug didn't die out, Phil. Did you forget Metal Slug Tactics came out like last year? Metal Slug Reloaded came out like a couple of months ago or last year. Like, Metal Slug didn't die, Phil. It's still making games. And in fact, they're making games and they're having the fighting characters guest in the games.
The fighters kept going.
What a fucking idiot. Yeah, I want to say there is a new Metal Slug coming out.
It's a good question. Here's the thing, all right? I've been having so much fun playing retro fighting games, right? If you look at all the fighting...
No, retro fighting game, because you're only playing one. You haven't played all the fighting games in that collection. You played 2 at max. That's it. There's like 6 games in there, 7 games in there, and you've only played 2.
Games that I've played in the last year. I played a lot of Street Fighter 6. Every time I play that game, I get frustrated. I hate the pattern
Good
play.
thing
I
he
hate the fact that
hides.
people just sit there in fucking training mode practicing 90% combos.
Def
The
Jam.
game is based on one hit, pushing someone to the corner, and then guessing game for the rest of the game. Nothing about the game is really appealing to me anymore because I grew up at the time when fighting games were actually fucking good. All right? And I'm standing on a soapbox right now. All right? I know I am saying this. I know a lot of people don't agree with me making this statement. Okay? But the truth is that modern fighting games are too easy to play, not challenging enough, don't require enough of a skill cap to really play well, and it just becomes how many people just sat there ad nauseum practicing the same combos over and over, rather than the people who have an intelligent...
Then why are you losing to these people, Phil? Why did you D-rank 4 times in Tekken 8? Why can you not get to legendary status in Street Fighter 6? If it is so lackluster, so brain dead, so piss easy, then why are you fucking stuck at the position you're in Street Fighter 6? How come the 3 or 4 characters you got at Master cannot progress into the legendary status? How come you cannot get more than like 17,000 points? If it is so piss easy that even a caveman can do it, why can't you? You can't make these statements and then your gameplay shows the complete fucking opposite. Someone who says that is normally good at games. They're good at fighting games. And I'm sorry, Phil, you're not good. Because if you were good, you would be like Justin Wong, Daigo, Snake Eyes, and all them dudes and have a legendary ranked character. None of your characters are legendary. You don't even have all the characters master. So you're not good at the game. In a game that you even stated yourself that, yeah, you just play the game, you'll get points, and you'll get to master status. You just gotta play the game and you'll get there. So you saying this still have not gotten all your characters to master. If it is so easy to get to master, you still haven't done it. Justin Wong has all his characters to master. When the new character comes out, Justin Wong got that character to master in like the first fucking hour. Why can't you do that, Phil? What do we get? No, we get you bitching about the game placing you in a lower rank because you got your ass whooped one too many times. So obviously, you're not good at the game. You know you're not good at the game. And the only way to save face is just by saying the game is boring. Oh, well, people just get you in the corner and then just becomes a guessing game. Oh, people just throw you. Oh, people just drive impact you. Oh, people just wake up random super you. Oh, people just do this. Oh, people just mash jab. I think he will. Alfred. But it's not going to be long. Yeah, it's like, hey, dare you place me in 3-star diamond? Like, you supposed to be that motherfucker. You ain't that guy. You're bad at the game. You're lucky. You're fucking lucky you can't D-rank out of master because you surely would have D-ranked out of master by now. But this is the same thing that you always do. You play the game when it first comes out. You play it very sparingly. You get a few ranks under your belt. You find some cheese. And you think that this cheese is going to see you through. And that you're going to be top fucking dog in the yard. And then what happens? You put the game down for 2 weeks. And then a bunch of killers come in. And what happens? They have your ass for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They are busting nuts all in your ass and your nose and your mouth and your ears and even your dick hole. And all you can do is cry and bitch about it because you can't hang with those people because they actually know what the fuck they're doing. Because, oh, well, I didn't play this for 2 weeks. I should at least know what it shouldn't be happening to me. Why am I getting thrown like this? Why am I getting hit like this? Motherfucker, you ain't been playing for 2 weeks. These people are playing it every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They know exactly what the fuck they doing. They know exactly what moves to make. They know exactly when to drive impact. They know exactly when to try to go for a throw. They know exactly when they need to go for a level 3 super. They know exactly when they need to go for a level 1 super. They know exactly when they need to do a Tatakatsu. A Tatsu. They know all that shit, Phil. Well, you're over there playing guessing games off of a fucking tech video you watched at the beginning of the fucking year when the game came out, and that shit ain't facts no more. That's not what's up no more. The game has been balanced and changed. Certain moves been sped up and slowed down. So the shit you watched a year ago ain't cutting it for today. But then you want to say, oh, the FGC is fucking stupid because they want to turn out and put out these videos showing you what to do with the character already, and no one else got a chance to play the fucking character yet. But they already know what to do. Yeah, Phil, maybe you should think, these people already know how to use this character, and the character just came out. Yeah, Phil, because you know why? They play fucking fighting games, and they can still carry the fundamentals from their entire experience with the entire roster of characters they've already played and got to master. They can apply that same fundamentals to the brand new character that just came out. They can apply the fundamentals of how the character played from Street Fighter V into Street Fighter 6. You're bringing in Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 3rd Strike, Street Fighter Alpha 1, thinking that, yeah, this is how the character is going to play, and they don't. Because that version of play is dead. These games don't play that way no more. And then you get your ass whooped, and you're like, well, what the fuck, man? These guys don't know how to play Street Fighter. They don't know the fundamentals. My picker, I don't need to know the fundamentals if I beat your ass. If I beat your ass, that's all I need. Apparently what I'm doing is right, and what you're doing is wrong. Plain and fucking simple, dude. Yeah, Leo watch Piece of Peace start his Street Fighter journey, as well as Raw Phil start their journey, losing to you, and then beating you. And beating other people. Yeah, he mastered the entire roster in under a month. And he's already got like one character that's legend.
You know, brain cell. It's lame. Back in the day, you needed an incredible amount of game knowledge. You needed reaction time. You needed execution. You know, you needed to know about what's a footsie, right? What the hell? Spacing, right? Oh my God, zoning, right? Reacting to an anti-air. It's just funny because almost no one can do that shit anymore. Instead, it's all about, I'm just going to fish for one hit, get the one hit, push the opponent to the corner, and I'll just guess for the rest of the round, and that's the whole game. That's not a fighting game. That's one pattern. That's like a pattern recognition game is what it is.
And the old games were pattern. When you play Street Fighter 2 Turbo, you're playing a pattern, jackass. It's all a fucking pattern. You either guess right or you guess dead. But you're mad because you cannot hang with these people today. You're mad because, I'm 4th place at EVO and you're washed up, and people that are not EVO competitors are beating the brakes off your ass because you're a nobody. I can watch fucking Daigo, Snake Eyes, Justin Wong, Maximilian Dude. I can watch these dudes and honestly get a lesson while watching them do combat. I can listen to them explain and break down the spacing. I can get them to break down the pluses and the minuses. What gives frames, what does not. What goes through, what does not. What gets priority, what does not. I can't do that with you. I can go to any of them guys and get a breakdown. And they can explain the game to me in such a way that even an idiot like myself at fighting games can have a basic understanding of it. But we have Phil here, who is, a 4th place EVO at Street Fighter 2 Ancient Turbo, and he can't break down shit. He can't sit there and tell you what pluses what gives you more frames or less frames, or what has more recovery frames or what has less recovery frames? How come I know that throwing out a random jab is the fastest attack in the game and it can bait out somebody to actually come at you to do something? How do I know that landing has recovery frames and you're vulnerable for those few precious milliseconds? How I know in the game that if I miss a throw when you're ducking, if I go to throw you again, it's going to catch you and throw you.
That's not what a fighting game was ever meant to be. It actually took so much more.
It is what it meant to be, Phil. That's how it is now, you stupid fuck. What do you think? That Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 is not real fighting? It is real fighting. That's how they're doing combat right now. That's why they're doing the fucking combo breaker right now. That is how the game is played right now. You can't go back a fucking 20, 30 years of how you used to play Street Fighter saying that this is the way to do Street Fighter. It's not anymore. Shit evolves. What works in one game is not going to work in the next game. And I get it. Street Fighter 2 Turbo was your game. And I'm going to say your game. It was the game that you got still no recognition in. You didn't go to Japan. John went to Japan. You only got 4th place because people were boycotting the fucking game. Nobody showed up to really fight in that fucking game. So it was easy for you to just breeze on through the competition that was there. But then when somebody that actually knew how to play the game fought you, you got pieced the fuck out. Then you got pieced out of the qualifier. Then you made 8th place. You never won Evo. You cannot run around like Maximilian, Justin Wong, or Indian dudes and say, hey, I am an Evo champion. If you had won that Evo tournament, then yeah, hey, Phil, you are an Evo champion. You actually won Evo. All these other cats can say, I am a former fighting champion, I'm a former Evo champion, or I'm a multi-former pro champion. There are people that have won multiple Evos. Did you ever win an Evo? No. You won some fucking qualifiers. And you're like, well, why don't nobody talk about the qualifiers I won? Because nobody gives a shit about qualifiers. It's a fucking qualifier. You're fighting scrubs. Scrubs. You might get one person that knows what they're doing, but they're slow on the draw. They need to fine tune just a little more. And that shit gets pointed out like, hey man, you were doing good. Keep it up. Fine tune that playstyle and I think you got something. I think you'll be there next year. But no. Like, I won some qualifiers, guys. How come I'm not being praised for winning qualifiers? Fuck a qualifier. People that ain't so good at fighting games can win a qualifier. You want to sit there, hold on to, I'm good. Then win Evo. Why didn't you participate this year? Oh, that's right, because you know you would get your ass laughed out in the first fucking round. You would be knocked out, put in the loser's bracket, and then get knocked out of the loser's bracket. Because you don't know how to play the fucking game. And you refuse to evolve with how the game is played today. Because back in my day, all right, Grandpa, nobody gives a fuck about back in the day now. Nobody gives a fuck about fighting games back in the day. They're worried about the fighting games now. So shut that shit up. And I get it, you like Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Nothing wrong with that. I got games I like that I think they're better because that's what I played first. I played Final Fantasy VII first, so I think Final Fantasy VII is the better RPG. Even though I played many others that technically are way better than Final Fantasy VII. I played Halo first before I played Call of Duty, so I think Halo is better than Call of Duty. Yes, my first game is always going to be better than the game that I've played after the fact. That's typical with humans. That's normal human behavior. You don't get a fucking trophy for being 4th place.
Skill back in the day to play fighting games competitively than it does today, that I watch and play and I get bored to tears. Like I said, I watched one single match from Combo Breaker. I nearly fell the fuck asleep and I closed the stream and I never will watch it again. Like, I just can't stand it. That's what they've done with modern fighting games. They dumb them down to the point where they're just not fun anymore for anyone who knows better. Okay? Now
you don't know better. If you knew better, you'd still be doing it. How come your peers, your previous fighting game peers, are still doing it and you're not? How come Justin Wong and these cats are still entering in tournaments today? How come they are also on the announcer's bench talking about the competitors and the fighting and how the competitors are fucking up, or what they tried should have worked but it just wasn't lucky for them that day? Where's DSP? Hey, LTG, let's fight each other. Let's be bigger than Evo. We can fight and be bigger than Evo, LTG. Like you're gonna get over 100,000 people watching. You're 2 fucking stupid ass retards playing fucking Street Fighter.
You'll never hear that from the mainstream FGC because they're either ignorant, meaning they never played the good ones from back in the day, or they need the FGC to survive to make money. You know, the figureheads, the big guys from back in the day who are still part of the community, and they won't ever criticize modern Street Fighter because they can't, because if they do and they say it sucks, guess what happens? Oh, the views dip, the money train dries up, and now they have nothing to do.
Actually, no, you stupid fuck. There's been quite a few people in the FGC that sits there and says they wish certain things were left either the old way. They do say it, Phil. So obviously you're not paying the fuck attention to the FGC. Again, showing your retardation.
Because they'd have to get real jobs, okay?
Real job. Says the guy who begs for money every fucking day.
So, that's why I don't really like Street Fighter 6 anymore. I still think it's better than Street Fighter 5.
No, you don't like it because you're now just constantly getting your ass whooped. You can't move up. You have went from 3 different systems. PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and all your characters are stuck at the same point level. You have never been able to break past that same level. And you see that you are just stuck. You hit your ceiling and you're stuck. And instead of just accepting it, you turn around and say, oh, it's just boring. Because you can't move past it.
I actually do believe the game is better than Street Fighter 5, okay? But I just don't think it's a very good game anymore. That first year it was great. The second year has been ass, and it's just getting worse. So
again, because you're telling on yourself, Phil. You're telling us that you can't hang with the fucking crowd, so now the game sucks. Because you cannot keep up with them.
When you say, well, you're going to play Elena in Street Fighter 6. Well, listen, here's what will happen. Elena will come out. For 2 days, she'll be interesting. And then everyone will know everything about her because the entire internet will spoil the character, put the meta up for her, and then she won't matter anymore. This game will have a major rebalance next week where all the characters are supposed to be tweaked and everything. All that information will be on the internet within 24 hours. Everything will be spoiled. And within 1 week, the game will be boring again. The FGC are a bunch of fucking idiots for this. They don't understand that spoiling everything in a fighting game takes away that whole time of discovery that's the most fun part of fighting games. Right? Right now...
Phil, there's no discovery anymore, Phil. That time is come and gone. They're already knowing how to play these characters. They're fine-tuning and finding new tactics. Don't you realize, you stupid fuck, that when people put out the meta, New metas have to be created. New techniques have to be discovered. So the meta ain't the meta anymore. But this is also coming from the same fucking fat ass that watches tech videos of the current meta at that time for that character. And has admitted so many times of watching tech videos of a particular character and only doing those techniques. And getting pissed when he is still losing using those techniques. Because Phil can only mimic what he's seeing. He does not understand why they're doing it, the way they're doing it, and when they're doing it.
I'm playing Capcom vs. SNK 2. This is a new edition. It's called EO Edition. This was never played competitively online ever. So right now there's a whole era of discovery for this game that's very fun and exciting. If everyone knew everything about all the changes of the game and it was on the internet in 10 minutes, then the game wouldn't be fun. You see?
Again, we are telling on ourselves. Look, I just want to beat up on people to make myself feel better. I just want to be able to beat up on people. That's it. I don't want to sit there and fucking fight people that actually know what they're doing. I'd rather fight people that don't know what they're doing so I can scrape up some easy wins and feel good about myself and say I'm having fun. Because I am beating up people that are new to the game and all the heavy hitters aren't here yet, or they're so high in the fucking ranking pools that I will never come across them. That is exactly what the fuck you're saying, Phil. You want scrubs. You want people you can scrape up easy wins off of to make yourself feel better. Ding, 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 as Shinko says.
But that's what the fighting game community doesn't understand. They grew up in an era of instant gratification. Everything you want at your fingertips. You don't have to earn.
What do you want, Phil? You want instant gratification. You want to be the Billy Badass and win every fight you come across. You want to be the person that just get tips because you ask it. So the person you have some nerve talking about people wanting instant gratification when you're the king of wanting instant gratification.
Earn anything. You don't have to learn anything. You just steal everything. That's what they've grown up in. It's pathetic. It's a fucking brat mentality, quite frankly.
Didn't you put out... Wait, didn't Pass Phil put out these same type of videos? Didn't we put out videos on how a character works and all the colors that come with the character and all that bullshit that goes along with it? Didn't you do that too, Phil? So you have some room to talk about people doing it now. Oh, that's right, because they have more viewership than you. My bad.
Because when you call it out and say, why are you spoiling fighting games? You're taking away the fun. What do you mean? No. I would... Well, then, so you suck. So what you're admitting is you suck. You couldn't just...
Yeah, you suck, Phil. You suck. You're projecting. You're projecting your shitty combat on other people. Because other people that don't have 16 plus years of fighting experience or whatever the fuck number it is, because these people have like a year's worth of fighting game experience and they're coming in here and beating the shit out of you. You feel like you're being abused by these people because you are. You are being abused, Phil, because you cannot fight. How come I can watch Maximilian go into the lab or Justin Wong go into the lab and lab out these characters and find out the ways they can use these characters, but I can't do that with a Dark Side Phil video? Dark Side Phil can't sit in the lab and come up with strategies on using a character. Dark Side Phil can't be the one to sit there and really show me how this game works. Nope, the game shows me that these are the basic combos this character does. That's all I'm going to do. Alright guys, it's DSP here. I came back from watching a tech video on Zangief, and I'm going to use that technique. Why aren't I winning? Why is that hitting me? Why are you getting so far away in damage? This makes no sense. This is fucking stupid.
Play the game and learn for yourself. You need everyone else to hand spoon feed you how to play the game so that you can just sit in training mode and copy.
Then why are you sitting there watching tech videos, Phil? You're doing the exact same thing. You're watching tech videos, so you're part of the fucking problem.
And then you go online and you get wins and you think that you've earned anything. You've earned nothing. You're a fucking thief. And that's modern fighting games in a nutshell, okay?
Says the guy that watches fucking tech videos. So you're a thief too, right, Phil? Right? If you're gonna call other people a thief, then you're a thief too because you're doing the same fucking thing. You were watching a video of someone showing you combos with a character, and then you're getting on your streams and you're using the fucking combo that you watched from the video on other players that you're fighting against. Congratulations, Phil, so you're a thief too.
So, right now, playing the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, CVS 2 notably, I'm having way more fun than I've had playing Street Fighter 6 in the last year. So right now, that's what I would actually like to focus on. Now, I'm not saying that I will never go back to Street Fighter 6, but to be honest, I don't even think Street Fighter 6 is that interesting to anyone in my audience anymore. The game's 2 years old, right? It's the same old shit. Every time we play,
look, see, in my audience.
Shit. Really, the same Cammy gameplay, the same Luke gameplay, the
in
same,
my audience, right
so
there.
That, it stops being fun when everyone's identical, right? The last few Street Fighter streams I did not do well.
All right, Liquid Ferret, take care, man.
I'm not really that excited to play Street Fighter 6 and Elena. I might, like, if I can't get a Switch 2, and we end up having nothing to do that day, maybe I'll do it, all right? But right now, things are kind of up in the air. I guess we'll find out, all right? I don't know. Maybe I'll just fucking play classic fighting games all day instead. I don't know. But right now, I'm just not too into Street Fighter 6. Frank Castle did a $2 super chat. His thoughts on Boss Man Jack doing 3 years in prison. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know who Boss Man Jack is. You guys have been talking about this for 2-3 days in my chat. I don't pay attention. I don't give a shit. If this is internet drama, I know nothing about it, and I'm not involved, and I don't care. And why did you steal the Punisher's name?
Phil wants to take videos for himself and not everyone else. Exactly. He can't play. He's a scrub. He can't play.
Okay. All right, so what else do you guys want to talk about? And by the way, again, thank you. That actually was the first contribution to the stream, if you can believe it. Typically, we get more than this for the podcast.
Look, begging.
Momentum moving.
Begging on Memorial Day.
You would love to see me kicking ass at Evo. In what? They don't have games at Evo I play. I don't like Street Fighter 6 anymore, so I don't play it. I don't play Tekken anymore.
Guys?
I don't play any of that shit. I don't know what you think I would be playing at Evo.
You could play Street Fighter 6, dumbass.
Why would I buy Street Fighter 6 for the Switch 2? First off, it's not going to run well. If you think it's going to run well on the Switch 2 like it runs on my PC, you're insane. That's number one. Number two, there's no gaming joysticks for the Switch 2. So you'd have to use a gamepad or the freaking Wiimotes to try to play it. Good luck with that. Number three, it's $60. I'm not paying another $60 for Street Fighter 6. I already bought it 3 times. I'm not buying it again. It's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Crafty and Arcade asked, did I ever see Austin Powers?
Capcom made a lot of fucking money off of you.
The first one genuinely was laugh out loud hilarious in the 90s. The second one was good, but not as good as the first, but still pretty good. The third one was ass. Like, it just wasn't funny. And I think at that point they realized the formula had died out, and that's why they never made another one. Would I ever go to a convention again? Asked Stuart. Well, Stuart, let me ask you this question. Let me answer your question with a question. What would I do at a convention?
Meet fans?
Well, in what capacity? Are you saying, would I go to a convention as an attendee and enjoy the convention as an attendee? And enjoy the convention as an attendee? Would I cover the convention as a YouTuber? Or are you saying go to a convention and like I'm part of the convention? In what capacity are you talking about? I don't really understand the question. Do a panel.
It would be you being part of the fucking convention, dipshit. You having a meet and greet.
On what planet do you think a convention would give me a panel? I am a small...
Boogie gets a fucking panel. I'm sure you can get a panel.
Rinky-dink YouTuber who gets 500,000 views a month on YouTube, if I'm lucky. Okay? I'm infamous where everyone on the internet hates me for things that literally haven't happened. Okay? What
do you mean haven't happened, Phil? You realize everything that's said, you've done it. That's why you have so many detractors. That's why your videos are pulled up as proof, Phil. Because it's things you've done. It's the shit you've done. Hey, look, I gave y'all some extra positivity. Like, Phil, you've done these things. You know, it can't be slander if you've done it, Phil.
Convention would give me a panel. For the record, back when I was actually a big YouTuber, when I was getting millions upon millions of views a month, all right? Even then, I wasn't guaranteed to get a slot at a convention. If you remember, one year I was at MagFest, and I did really well, and the next year they denied me a panel. And I had to basically yell at them and be like, that's fucking disrespectful. Last year I came to your convention. We had
because somebody bigger and better came around and they gave them the panel, Phil. You already took a nosedive, and honestly, your panel was quite shitty. All you did was talk about, like, you took that time to still complain about people. You took that time to complain about detractors or people that didn't like you. Your panel was really shitty. So yeah, why would they have you back? Your panel sucked.
Tons of people showing up. People were having a great time. And now you're telling me you won't even give me the same thing a second year when I've actually grown? Oh no, we were giving it to Game Grumps. That's the truth. They gave it to Game Grumps. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to understand, I'm not some big YouTuber who's popular and seen in a positive light anymore. No convention is going to give Darkside Phil a panel. Nor would I even know what I would do at said panel. Like, I don't even know. Things are a lot different today than they were back then. That's for sure.
Yeah, because nobody likes you, Phil. You have caused your own dislike.
Would I consider doing a meet and greet? What's the difference between doing a meet and greet and what we're doing right now? Any day you could just come to my stream and talk to me. Why do you need to meet me in person?
Because people like to meet their favorite streamer or YouTuber in person? What? Oh, you're so stupid.
Quite honestly, it's an honest question. What's the difference? I don't think there is one. You can easily come to my stream and just talk to me on any given stream. I'm not a hard guy to reach. So why would you want to go to a convention?
On my screen.
Says meeting in person is more meaningful for a fan. It is. Again, for me,
it is right there. All right, so the person that said that. When he says it is with a question mark, that should tell you he don't give a fuck about you. Because anybody else would have been like, hey, you really want, maybe we can try to get one going if you really want to meet me. Most YouTubers, streamers are more than happy to meet fans at a panel. They're more than happy. And then guess what, Phil? If a detractor tries to come up and fuck with you, you can get them tossed out.
It's not. Like I told you guys, I'm not the kind of guy that, like, I idolize someone to the point where I need to meet them in person, right? Like, for example.
It's not, wow. So again, whoever said it, listen to what he's telling you. So he's saying you idolize him, that you want to meet him. We'd be like, hey, man, I just wanted to meet you and shake your hand and say, hey, man, I appreciate what you do. Thanks for the handshake.
Stan Lee. I absolutely respected the living crap out of Stan Lee. I love Marvel Comics. I love the stuff that he did for the comic book industry and for pop culture in general. I think he was a great guy. His cameo appearances were always funny. His interviews that were funny. Everything was good. Stan Lee was at a convention, a Comic-Con that I was at, and there was a giant line to meet him. And I said, I'm not going to wait in that line. I don't care. I mean, what would I even going to say? Hi, Stan. Good to meet you. Shake his hand. Okay, big deal.
Oh, my God. There is nothing wrong with meeting a person and shaking their hand. Stan Lee, I'm a fan of your work. I love what you do. Get a handshake, get a picture, maybe have him sign a comic book. And that's it. It's nothing wrong with it. You're that fucking boring in life that you don't want to try anything. You don't want to try any fucking thing. Holy shit, Phil.
Deal. What's the point? We could probably have a more meaningful conversation right now on this stream than we could have if we met in real life. You understand that, right? Because if I'm at a convention
So again, this just proves that you don't want to make friends, you don't want to meet people, you don't want to do anything for your fans. And I wish your fucking retarded fan base would get that through their stupid crash dent helmet heads that, hey, Phil doesn't give a fuck about you, he just wants your money.
And there's a line of people to meet me. You're going to walk up and say,
It's
hello,
time
shake hands,
party.
get a picture, get an autograph, you're out of here. Here, we can actually talk and have a conversation back and forth. There's no real time constraint or problem here, right?
Phil, it doesn't matter if it's a few seconds. It's the fact they got to do it. I met the Harlem Globetrotters. I shook their hands, and I actually got them to sign my ball. It was only like 2 of them that didn't sign my ball, but the rest of the team signed my basketball. I even got the coaches to sign my basketball.
I think it's easier to do it this way. You know, I said, well, you get an autograph. What's the point of an autograph? What does that do? What does that symbolize? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. Anyone could just scribble their name on a piece of paper. It doesn't mean anything. I would think that right now, if you asked me a question and I gave you 5 minutes of my time to answer your question, that would be more meaningful than you waiting in line for 2 hours at a convention.
Exactly, Vanguard.
Shake my hand, take a picture, and get an autograph, and then you're out of there. Don't you think? So that's what I don't understand about the whole fan thing, the whole idol thing.
Road Warriors ones.
Thing. I just never.
Oh shit, that's what's up.
Like, to me, the best part of a convention would be going and learning, perhaps, about new games and things that were coming out.
I wish I still had that basketball, man. I'd probably be sitting on some money right now.
Or getting hands-on with something for the first time.
Because that was like
hands-on with a few games, right? Or at some conventions, they have artist
late 90s, very early 2000s.
Buy stuff. Gaming marketplaces where you could buy some retro games, right? Or stuff like that. Arcades, sometimes they had a big retro arcade. You could play a whole bunch of fun games. That, to me, is the fun part of a convention. Not, oh, I waited in line to see some guy say hi. He has no idea who I am, and he autographed something for me. What was the point of that?
Oh my God, dude. You are so stupid, Phil. If I was in your position and my fans said, hey, I would like to meet you at a convention, I would be ecstatic, Phil, that somebody wants to actually meet me in my fan base. They actually want to meet me just to shake my hand and snap a picture. Because that means that person took the time out of their day to buy a ticket, to fly to this convention, to meet myself and other people just for a simple handshake and photograph. And to say, hey, I appreciate the work you do. I appreciate the videos you put out. I appreciate the streams you have. And to you, that's pointless. He doesn't want to leave his house, people. PPP offered him an all-expense-paid trip to Florida, to Hogan's Bar. He wouldn't do it.
I don't see value in something. It's very hard to convince me to care about it or do it. You know what
So again, he sees no value in his audience. Because you're doing it for your audience. That is what a convention like that is for. It is for your audience. It is for the audience to come and meet the person they're following, the person that they are enjoying. And you right here just sat here and told them to their face, they are not worth it. They are not worth you going to a convention. They are not worth you sitting down and letting them stand in a line to shake your hand. They are not worth anything. Congratulations, Phil. You have just told your chat that they are worthless to you, that you do not care about them to even just go on a trip to a panel for them to come meet you. They are not worth it. That's what you're saying. That is the statement you are saying right here to your audience, because they are not worth it to you, because you only see them for their money. You don't see fans, you see wallets.
What I'm saying, and I see like no value. Did I go to certain conventions? Yes, I did. Of course I did, back in the day. And meeting fans, shaking their hands, and hanging out with them a little bit was kind of fun. All right. But quite frankly, it was very short-lived. That level of popularity and positivity that I had went away.
Exactly.
With people on the internet being very toxic towards me and basically turning everything into a negative beam. And I feel like today that would never happen. If I went to a convention, you'd have more people there trying to say, gee, how can we get a memeable moment out of Darkside Phil, right? How can we fuck with him, or how can we piss him off, or how can we do something that we can make a viral video out of, rather than, hey, I just want to meet Phil and have a nice conversation, maybe shake his hand. You know what I mean? Because that's...
And you just had someone in chat saying they want to do that. Again, trolls dictate your life. The trolls dictate your life. And you don't give enough fucks to take that chance for your audience. Awesome.
What people do all the time on the internet. They're coming to chat trying to fish a comment out of me, trying to be dicks. I mean, I play a game that literally there's one room in Doom, the Dark Ages, where you have to play it differently because the entire room is a booby trap full of explosive barrels. So I play it differently, like everyone has to in that room.
No one has to, Phil. You're the only one that played it like that. But continue.
But then they clip me and say I'm bad at Doom.
You are bad at Doom. I beat Doom in 3 streams. It took you 2 weeks.
What? But you have to play that room like that. There's no other way to play it.
No, you don't. Those barrels are very much so spaced out that you can fire and use them and not be near them.
Because it's full of explosive barrels. Well, it doesn't matter. Take it out of context and Darkside.
It's not out of context because somebody actually showed comparison of you playing that room and someone else playing that room, and then someone showed Maximilian playing that room, and then someone showed someone else playing that room. You're the only person that was in the back like a bitch shooting. Everyone else was in the room in the monsters' faces.
It feels bad at games. So what I mean, people always go out of their way to treat me like dirt. So I know...
Who cares, Phil? Again, why do you care? That's like if people have something bad to say about me because they just don't like me. I don't care. It's words. Ice is an idiot. Ice is a clout chaser. Ice is a furry. Ice is a faggot. Ice is whatever the word, insert words. I don't give a shit, Phil. I have fun. I don't sit there and just trudge on thinking about every day what somebody said about me on the internet. I mean, of course, I'm not big enough for that. That's besides the point. But it's the fact that you hold that after you just sat there and got through laughing at people who talk about online bullying. And here you are complaining about online bullying. So fucking which one is it, Phil? You cannot be on both sides of the fence. You have to pick one. You can't be in the middle and laugh at people that talk about going through online harassment, bullying, and all this shit, and then turn around and complain about you having to go through online bullying harassment. If you sit there and say it's laughable for someone else to go through it, I heard that word, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean, it's whatever, Vanguard. It's whatever. I mean, I know I shouldn't have said it, but whatever. It's just the example that Phil is over here letting every single little thing get to him, but then complains when someone else does the exact same thing. You cannot be a victim and not a victim at the same time. You pick one. You are one or the other. As I said, I don't care what people have to say about me. Because it's words at the end of the day. But you can't do that, Phil. You're like, oh, well, how can I prove this? How can I prove that? How can I prove I'm not this thing? I'm not that thing? Simple. By just being fucking normal. Why can't you be normal for once in your goddamn life? You can't be normal. You can't sit and have a normal stream where you're not fucking begging and then turn around the next day and have an ulterior motive for stronger begging. You didn't beg for one day, and instead of just letting that shit ride, you're like, oh guys, it was a test. 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 I was running a test is why I wasn't begging. It was a test why I wasn't asking for contributions. And guess what, guys? Guess what? We didn't hit the goal, guys. We didn't hit the goal either stream. We didn't hit that goal at all. So you see, guys, I need to ask you for money. I want to ask you for money. And you're going to like it. Oh, I know, Vanguard. Definitely. We can't get a simple day of Phil just gets on stream and just plays the fucking game. And he's not saying it's a test or an ulterior motive or I could beg, but I'm not gonna beg. Hey guys, this is $20. That gets us 140 closer to our goal. Come on, guys, let's enjoy the game. Nope, just fucking play the game, Phil. Just play the fucking game and give the news and shut the fuck up about money. This is why people call you the greediest beggar. That you get pissed at. That people call you the greediest beggar. And that you're a fucking liar and a scammer. June told you you're a liar to your face. He said it kindly. But he said your word is untrustworthy, Phil. That's calling you a liar. That's June being too fucking nice. June, just tell the man a fucking lie to his face and move on. If he don't like it, fuck him. It's not like you gotta work with this dude again. Phil, you're a liar. There's a lot of things you said that were lies. There's lots of things you said that don't add up. And through my own research, from what I found, this is more plausible and believable than what you're feeding me. Oh, well, I misspoke. Well, misspeaking is a lie, Phil.
That sadly, if I were to try to do anything in real life at a convention or whatever, you get more just troublemaking assholes than you would get.
And guess what? Again, you can get them thrown out. You can get security to come and remove the bad element. So if detractors did show up, which they would, at this convention to start shit with you, you can get them put out.
Positive influence. It was different back in the day. Back in the day, oh my God, Phil's going to a convention. Let's go do his panel. We want to talk to him. We want to hear about what project.
Yes, and your panel was complaining about people that don't like you. Your panel was talking about people that don't like you in some boring ass fucking speech about how when you started this, about your fucking helicopter job and losing it and how you didn't expect to make any money off of YouTube. The same fucking spiel that anybody else would give that's been in your position. The same fucking spiel that people give that aren't in your position. Yeah, I just started it as a side thing, just having some fun with it. And, one day I hit that threshold and I was able to start making a living off of YouTube, so I did it.
Projects he's working on, where I want to shake his hand, hang out,
look
play
vintage.
Games, which is what we all would do. We go. I remember when they had the retro arcade, people were hanging out with it. We were all playing old games together. It was super fun.
And you could do that again.
So there you go. Why do people attend sports or concerts if they can watch on TV? Well, concert, you can argue it sounds differently in person, I guess. Like a concert experience to actually hear it, be there in person versus play through digital speakers, digitized is a little different. Sports, well, I guess being a part of the crowd. Like, for example, I've been to a live WWE event. And to hear the roar of the crowd and be part of that when something live is going down feels a lot different than if you're just sitting at home watching from, your TV, especially when it's very hard to replicate that level of excitement and noise and attention that you get when you're there in a crowd in person.
And guess what? A convention for meeting your favorite streamer / YouTuber or TikToker or whatever is the exact same thing. Seeing someone's genuine happiness for meeting their hero. I know I don't like saying that, but meeting their hero or meeting someone they really like a lot, it cannot be replicated through a fucking screen, Phil. Someone saying they like you on a screen is just that. Hey, I like what you do. But then to see them shaking your hand and smiling from ear to ear and telling you a mini story is completely different.
So I would argue it's the crowd aspect of replicating something. What we're talking about is a convention, just meet and greet. There's no crowd aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's freaking.
There is a crowd. Your fans are the crowd, jackass. Your fans are the crowd. Oh my god, this is making my head hurt. This dude is making my head hurt.
Out, waiting in line to get an autograph.
Yes, Phil, because people can just come to your stream and get an autograph from you every day. Your fan base can just walk up to your stream and get an autograph every single day, no questions asked.
Super Bonchon says, think of all the merch you'd sell if you had a booth at a convention. Not much, because I had a booth at a convention selling Project 7 merch, and we didn't sell that much. We did not sell that much at all. Those shirts ended up being completely unprofitable, and I took a dive on them because I financed them up front, and I didn't make my money back.
No, you went in with John and Howard. And then you stole their money by not giving them their money back from the project not going so well. You could have turned out and gave them their money back and just ate the entire cost yourself. Or if you really wanted to, you could have took the shirts and then split them. Let's say there was 1,000 shirts. You could split them 3 ways between the 3 of you, and if they threw them away, then they just threw them away. Or if they said, hey, go ahead and keep the shirts, that's different too. And if you made any money off of them shirts, you give them some money. Be like, hey, John, look, I don't know, I don't have Howard's number. Or, hey, Howard, I don't have John's number. I sold some shirts, as you know, for my Patreon. You know, there was like $20. I sold 10 shirts. I want to split that money with you guys because we went in on this. How do you want me to send the money? Again, you're not even thinking about the people fairly.
Wouldn't I want Captain Kirk or Picard's autograph? No, I don't want anyone's autograph. I literally don't want anyone's autograph. I've gotten one autograph in my entire life. I was a kid, and I was into comic books, and I found out that at my local mall, there was going to be a comic book artist that was going to be at the mall. I had no fucking clue who the artist was, okay? And I went there, and I bought a comic book, and the artist signed the comic for me, and I had that for years. I had no idea who this guy was. I think his name was like Lem Strazewski or something like that. I don't know.
Yep, they'll always be replaced.
I don't really care. I don't have the comic anymore. I've heard about this game called The Precinct, actually. Isn't it supposed to be like a cop simulator or something?
More nothing?
Oh, that is true. Little Alex Horn says you also had the CM Punk plaque. I bought a plaque that was a commemorative CM Punk piece of merch that had a signature. I don't have that anymore. I don't even remember what it was that was in that plaque, actually. I've forgotten.
So, okay, so if you've forgotten, you got a plaque of a wrestler, or any, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to just be a wrestler. So you got a plaque of a person, and you didn't care enough, you got rid of it, you didn't care enough to keep it or remember it or anything like that. So again, we just blow money to blow money and to be a pretender of the thing claim I like. Okay.
Lem Strignewski is a legend above legends. Yes. Yes, Glitter Bomb. Exactly. Be sure to thank veterans and service members today and to take a moment to think about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for the country. We did already talk about that on the show, but thank you for bringing it up again. Have I thought about playing Euden Chronicles? I'd be interested in it eventually, but remember, over the summertime, I want to play Suikoden 2 HD from the Suikoden HD collection. We played 1, and it was an amazing playthrough, and I want to play the sequel. So that's probably what's on deck next, and then maybe later on we could do Euden Chronicles, which is the spiritual successor. That's a more modern game, right?
This isn't a show. We're in a business.
Okay. Do I still have the Genesis Mini? I do, somewhere in the closet. I don't know where. It's somewhere in the closet.
King of Retro. Doesn't play anything retro. It's in the closet. Everything's in the closet. Fuck it all. It's all in the closet. Fuck what you heard. He didn't care because it wasn't a Black of Hogan signed.
Len Strazewski, maybe that's who it was. Someone says Len Strazewski wrote Starman after Roger Stern. Maybe it was Len Strazewski. That sounds kind of familiar, actually. Maybe that's who it was.
Of course
But
you don't
I was a kid,
remember.
and I had no idea who the guy was whose autograph I was getting. Do I think DLC Radon or Melania was harder? I would say Melania was harder because when you fight Melania in Elden Ring, she literally is on another level than everything else in the game. When you get to Radon,
Proves
the boss
himself
of
like
DLC,
he's a television
you've
station.
seen some
That's
shit,
true.
including Melania, so you're kind of already on that level of expecting what he's going to throw at you. You know there's more than one phase. You know crazy stuff's about to happen. I just feel like everything else in Elden Ring is easy compared to Melania, seriously. But then Radon, you kind of like have fought other tough stuff. Mozzie, thank you for a $5 super chat. He says, happy Memorial Day, everyone. Hope everyone is doing good and enjoying the day today. Thank you, Mozzie. That's our second
He's swaying.
contribution
Yep.
of the podcast.
Swaying on the X and Y axis, man.
Again, everyone, thanks for chilling during the podcast. It would be great to get some support going.
And begging.
You know, we are actually quite slow today on the show. I don't know why. Some days we get great momentum. Today we have almost nothing. It would be great to get a little bit more before we start.
Back to begging.
We're going to start momentarily. Okay?
We're gonna beg. We're gonna beg him again. And we're just sitting here.
Everyone's, prices are going to go crazy and everything. And then all the tariffs have been delayed, which is the whole point of tariffs to begin with, is that it wasn't ever going to go into effect. It was to play chicken with these other countries.
That or because people were having such an uproar about it that they decided to push them back. That could be a reason too, Phil. So it worked. I mean, there could be many factors here that we don't know about, Phil. Many factors we don't know about.
To get them to budge so that we could come to a more amicable agreement between us. The intention was never to start laying down insanely huge tariffs that would blow up prices worldwide. But people like to freak out and be sensationalist media idiots rather than actually follow facts and, real meaning behind what's going on in politics.
Okay, so wise Phil, please tell me the true story behind the tariffs. Please tell me the true story as to why the tariffs were pushed back. Give me your words. Give me thy wisdom.
Why is there slow mode in Kick Chat when there's usually 50 to 70 people in the chat? Because if I turn off slow mode, people will come in with 20, 30 bot accounts and just spam the entire chat. They already have. That's why.
Because, oh my God, I'm afraid of engagement.
Someone had said that, but isn't it just on the Nintendo Online thing, which means no online play? It's just, it's like offline, so it doesn't really matter.
Anything? Still nothing? Still nothing, huh?
All right, well, I think we're going to end the show. I want to say thanks. It was a chill show. Today, I'm eager to try the G5 pad again and see how it works and see if it's any good. Actually, like I said, I have a USB cables coming. I wonder if they got delivered.
Oh, God.
I don't think so. Not yet. A lot of people are talking about CVS 2 right now in my group here, who my old friends from the Street Fighter community might try P Groove tonight. We'll have to see.
Right.
Her Raging Demon. Wow. That's interesting. Always good to see you, Jade. You'll be back tonight for CVS 2, I believe, right? Okay.
Yes, because Jade no longer cares about your day stream.
Topics have run out. Let's jump into YouTube is not receiving. Guys, I got a problem with my internet right now. What's going on? Are we broadcasting? Yeah. We dropped a whole bunch of frames. But
yes.
It looks like we're back.
Mine always drops frames. Like I'm always dropping frames because I have countryside internet, and it's always telling me, please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently keyframes are not being sent often enough, which causes buffering. I always have that issue.
Are we okay now?
I'm so used to seeing it, it doesn't even bother me anymore.
It looks like we're back now. Sorry, guys. It looked like my internet actually dropped for a few seconds, and then it came back. I don't know what happened there. That was very odd. Okay, as long as we're good. Are we good?
Are we good? Are we good, guys? Are we good?
Looks okay. It did dip, but it's working now. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I hope it doesn't keep happening. Okay. Let's end the show and get ready for blueprints. Okay, guys. Thank you for chilling. Great podcast today. Remember, tomorrow there is no.
And that's it for that shit right there. Okay, so that's gonna be it for me because I need to get some sleep for work today. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you all being here, and I will see you again. This is Aisha Yamamoto signing off.